Hey, this is Dan,
Bob,
and Dr. Aggro
from GigaBoots.com. Welcome to GigaBoots podcast number 32. We need to name this. I have decided again. We will name this at this point. I will not name this in post. I will name this right now with the help of you two individuals.
So we are naming them again.
Yeah, see, the reason I stopped is because that shithead Eric was here all the time. I'm just like, God, that guy names things like garbage. I don't want him to name any of these, so I stopped naming them. But now that asshole's gone, we can start naming these again.
Way to stand up and be a man and take control of the project.
Yeah, I did take control by not even letting him vote on what the name could be. Just him voting alone would sully the process of naming these episodes.
You heard it. You don't think Dan believes in one man, one vote?
No, I don't.
Damn.
We have the South. Do you know what that would do to... Well, we had Bush. Never mind. So in any case... I love that. I wish we did a video feed now just for Aggro's expression of, are you fucking...
Yeah, are you fucking kidding me is about 30% of my podcast experience.
That's mostly because of the news segment, right?
Yeah, sure. I'm thinking if we're going to name it, we need to go with a Huey Lewis in the News joke.
Yeah?
Yeah, something like that.
Are you Eric in disguise?
I can't do the Transformers noise with my mouth accurately, so that joke's just going to sail on by.
I could do a shitty version.
Well, yeah, I mean, we can all do a shitty version.
Yeah, okay, you go. What's your shitty version?
I mean, theoretically, I can.
No, do a shitty version.
Shit. No,
I want to hear the shitty...
Here's my actual first attempt at ever doing this.
That wasn't that good.
No, I'm just really trying to plan the part of my mouth to do that in.
Okay. Bob, do you want to take a shot at this?
do I have to?
You have to.
Okay.
This is how this is.
Let's see. I don't know, something like that.
No, but I think it's a little more simple. It's like...
Okay, well mine's, you know, mine is not... I feel like we're drawing a triangle around it because mine's like...
Okay, so let's all do that at the same time.
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
Bob, are you laying down a fat beat?
So,
Transformers.
Should we just call this Transformers? Is that what the podcast is?
No, it's named Transformer Sound, but I was going to let the audience experience that just from having seen the title going in. You ruined it by making me say it, and now we acknowledge... Now I'm going to have to think of some other name.
Now we acknowledge that Bob has ruined things.
As I always do.
Again.
Always is forever. But in any case, hey, and welcome to GigaBoots podcast number 32. It is way past number 32. I love constantly that it's like deceptively low of a number. One day, I'm going to count up how many episodes we did before, including the weird E3 ones that we didn't even number officially. And then we're just going to skip from, I don't know, episode 40 or something to 120.
Fucking re-release them all, call it like book 1 and then chapter 2.
What was it? Cywolf hit up blip.tv before... they pulled our videos and stuff.
Yeah.
So he packed up all of our podcasts.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So he did the thing I should have done. Good job, Cywolf.
I don't know if that's really cool or kind of serial killery.
I mean, sure, it takes a bit of effort, but...
I see him, like, naked, practicing karate, listening to all of the podcasts simultaneously.
Dude, I hope he's naked practicing karate. There's nothing more white trash than that. Is he crushing beer cans on his head?
No, with his thighs.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. You do it, Cywolf. You go for it, man. Live the dream.
I think the creepy tables have turned.
What, now I'm creepy for condoning that?
I think you're creepy for being a little turned on by can-crushing thighs.
I'm not turned on by that. That's beautiful. That is a piece of art right there.
That's a piece of ass right there.
Whoa.
Oh, yeah.
We do not call our fans pieces of ass.
That's tone like a tube amp.
I don't like any of this. So we're going to talk about instead what Bob has been playing for the last week. Bob, what have you been playing?
I've been playing... Well, I haven't been here in a while, so... Yumi's Odd Odyssey on 3DS.
Yumi's Odd Odyssey?
It is Umehara Kawase from Japan.
Oh, weird.
But they changed the name for the US.
All right.
That was a Super NES game originally. Probably got some sequel at some point, but then this is like a sequel to.
Right.
Like, yeah.
Oh man, it's super hard.
Yeah.
Like, that is one of the hardest platformers I've ever played.
If you want to see it, hopefully you're good at Japanese phonetics, but look up Umihara Kawase. There's an episode of Game Center CX about the Super NES original. And it's a good episode, because it takes him half of that episode to find out that it's timed. Because it doesn't tell you.
Nice.
Oh man, that
Game's sick.
That's like the only way it could get even more sick than what it does to you in this version. You play the game normally, there's only 10 levels.
Okay.
Like, and then then you get to the boss and you beat it, and it's like, okay, wait, what? Why is the game over? And you have to go back to some of the older levels and find the secret doors, which are insanely hard to get to. Like, what it asks of you to do with the physics is crazy. It doesn't even make you do anything that hard for like 10, 20 levels later after you do those crazy things to unlock the extra routes.
That sounds great.
Yeah, it was...
One day I think we're going to get back to that middle ground of game design between the game makes you and the game asks of you.
Back to that middle ground? I don't feel we were ever there. I think we
may
swung
have
hard
overshot
one
it,
way,
yeah.
and then swung hard the other way.
It's flyover country.
I feel like a lot of the compromise here is in these newer indie games that are hard, but then they make like newer contemporary. What would the term be? Not condolences, not consolences. They basically make
Concessions.
Concessions. Thank you. They make concessions for the player, such as Shovel Knight.
Yeah, Shovel Knight does
it's
that
retro hard sort of thing, but you have no lives, and there are like 5 checkpoints throughout the level. But every time you die, it's like Dark Souls. You drop a shitload of money. You got to make it to that point in the level again in order to get that money back. I feel like that's our attempt to bring it to the middle.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
so we get all the difficulty without adding the frustration.
Yeah, essentially. It's amazing how much of that game is like seemingly piloted by currency, though. So you dropping 3K is fucking painful. Like, you almost got to a point in that quick play we did where, like, oh man, is spending $5,000 on this thing or 5,000 gold on this thing even a good idea? Like, I'm really low now because of that.
I mean, you never really think that during the level if you find an item, because you know you want the item.
Right.
You need it. Now, when it comes to like upgrading your health and that sort of stuff, you might not need that.
Because you're like, yeah, it'll make it easier, but does that make me a bitch?
Meh.
I think I can push through without it.
Actually, that's sort of that's Bob's MO right there, because I remember one time we were like back in the day playing Devil May Cry 3, and I'm like, I spent that money on extending my health bar, and he's like, you should spend it on this fucking level 2 with this move for this skill set. And I'm like, now that seems stupid and insane. Like, the health bar is there for every skill set. And he's like, well, if you didn't suck. And I'm like, then it wouldn't be Devil May Cry 3. I don't... What are you getting at? Speaking of which, I deleted your Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2 install data.
Okay.
Because I had to make room for Metal Gear Solid 4. So.
Probably deleted any of those PlayStation Plus games, honestly.
I wouldn't know.
I feel
like, you
for
don't
your PS3
organize anything.
when it's like Metal Gear Solid 4 would like to install it, it's like, oh god, not again.
No.
I'm still all stretched out from last time.
Jesus fuck. There is that new with the trophy update. They got the full install. I was just angry because it doesn't install before you can even get to the title screen. That's 8 minutes, right? Then you tell it to do the full install. You know how much longer that takes? 8 minutes. It's the only install you have to do for the whole game. So I'm just left there sitting. I'm just left sitting there thinking.
So many people had that 20 gigabyte system, Dan. It was early.
I don't fucking care. It only took like 3 gigs total.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Uh-huh.
Why would that even be the...
Yeah, the whole thing, including that initial install and all of the rest... Like, okay, it does that initial install.
Right.
And that's somewhere in the order of, like, maybe 800 megs. Maybe the patch is, like, a funky way of padding all of this. I don't know. I haven't looked at the game data post-patch pre-install.
Right.
But the full install option only adds like 2.4 gigs. So yeah, I don't fucking care. I would have dealt with it. Installing every chapter was fucking horrible.
Yeah.
At the same time, though, dealing with that chapter-ending cutscene and then the intro of the next chapter back-to-back was even worse.
God, yeah. I mean, maybe that just was something they did as a consideration.
It was like 50 minutes straight of cutscene. It was horrible. That's not even an exaggeration. It was 50 fucking minutes.
Yeah, I remember when I hit like the long cutscene in 4, and I paused in the middle of it, and I just sat there and went... and unpaused it.
My fucking coworker, James, he came in the middle of the cutscene at the end of chapter 3, and he's just watching it, and it's like those in-between chapter moments where it's like, we're on the plane, and we're not going to shut the fuck up for a really long time. He's like, what is this game? What the fuck is going on?
Are you playing it? Because if so, this is amazingly subtle.
Shit.
Are you making the eggs?
Are you the eggs? So hey Bob, what else you been playing?
I've been playing Sengoku Basara, which we still don't have a quick play
Sengoku Basara
4.
4.
Yeah.
You imported that.
Imported it.
How important?
Yeah, it was pretty important to import it.
Yeah. How much did it cost?
It was $50.
Okay.
So, you know, less than a regular video game over here.
Less than it
Which
coming
is-
out here.
Which is weird.
But now it's in Japanese. You don't remember everyone's name so well.
So, okay, Sengoku Basara. It's basically Japanese Dynasty Warriors, right?
Right.
Okay.
But not made
But
by,
not by
Koei.
Capcom.
right.
Because that's...
But, so it takes a bunch of people from maybe not the same time period and sort of shoves them together.
Well, it's not like Dynasty Warriors because that war was so much shorter that they can all be in the same.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
because that war literally was like maybe 20 years or something.
right.
So it's a lot more.
Is Matthew
lush.
Perry in it?
Yes, Matthew Perry. No, Matthew Perry isn't in it.
But don't worry, he's in Samurai Warriors.
Every time I
In
go
the
to say
sequel.
Admiral Perry, I just say Matthew Perry and don't even realize it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Does it hurt?
Well, no, because in my head I just have Matthew Perry in a Commodore's uniform.
And it's alright?
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Okay.
Commodores, is that the name of a football team too?
No.
Okay.
No.
It's the name of a band.
Okay. Just all right.
So what else you been playing, unless you want to
And
talk
like-
about
like a soul
Sengoku
group.
Basara?
I don't. I guess we got the quick play to talk about it, but I don't know. It's really frustrating that it's not coming to the U.S.
Uh-huh.
There's that.
Yeah.
It's like, what are you doing, Capcom? Why are you doing that?
Oh, we're too busy sucking dicks.
Where's Deep Down? Oh, that's the first answer. Okay.
See, you thought it was a game.
Oh wow.
So next Capcom's going to have this area at E3 that, no, you can't film here.
Yeah, that's
But-
almost where they were at this year.
Oh man, what else did I play? I played Shovel Knight a lot. I beat that.
Okay. Do you want to just give some mild opinions? Because, I mean, yeah, people watch the quick plays, but just,
Remember to keep
you
your
know.
opinions mild.
Yeah, I know that's hard for you to do, Bob. You're a pretty extreme guy.
Yeah,
You want to put that spice on it.
Don't bring up Brown Yoshi.
Bob,
Have you heard this
bring up Brown
motherfucker?
Yoshi. What?
Have you heard this motherfucker and his Brown Yoshi rant?
I don't even remember ranting about Brown Yoshi. I remember it being brought up later that I
Bob,
saw
are
Brown
you
Blue.
lapsing
Are
into
you
racist fugue states?
Apparently! What a shitty way to not own ignorance!
Where am I? Why are all these black guys staring at me?
Bob, you aren't famous enough to do that sort of I lapsed into being racist, I'm sorry, I won't do it again bullshit. But no, really, we get to like the 6th level of whatever world for whatever part of the Let's Play Bob joins us for. Bob goes, Brown Yoshi? Really? And then there's just the silence and he goes, okay, I guess. Like, what? Is he not colorful enough for you? And he's like,
Damn,
well, the other Yoshis, they're way more colorful and bright. And
Yeah, like
Brown
Indian Yoshi and Eskimo Yoshi.
They just,
Fuck,
yell,
man.
just yell at Bob and like, Brown Yoshi's what? He's what, Bob? That's what I fucking thought. Fucking Brown Yoshi.
I don't see colors when I look at Yoshi's Bob.
I do, because I have vision.
So what were we talking about again? Other than Brown? Oh yeah, Shovel Knight. Shovel Knight. It's okay.
How much
It's
was
alright.
it?
It was $15.
Is it worth the money to you?
I think so. I probably enjoyed it more than I would have if I bought Transistor, because I was really thinking about buying that too, but I was like, well, Shovel Knight. I want something to play on my Wii U. Really want something to play on my Wii U.
See, I know that through the Vita, right? I know that, like, this is the best portable ever made. I want to play something on it. And that's how I know that emotion. And then you're like, I want something to play on my Wii U. And I'm like, that is the opposite end of the spectrum. It's the fucking Wii U. It isn't especially good at anything. It doesn't have the best controller ever designed. Like, it's not a PS4. That's such a weird thing. You're like, maybe if I play video games on it, the dust will stop collecting.
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah, away, dust. That's okay.
But yeah, it's
So,
just,
yeah.
it's weird to have it sitting there literally doing nothing for, how many months was that? Since Mario came out in December
Aren't we counting in years now?
So it's been 7 months since I had touched my Wii U.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't...
I guess I played a little bit of Mario Kart during E3.
You did? Yeah.
So yeah, there was that. So that was only 6 months.
Yeah.
That's all. And I think part of it is also, man, I really didn't like that new Mario.
I mean, that new Mario fucking sucked, and everyone who liked it is going... They are badly influencing the future of video games. Like, we had Mario 64 and Mario Galaxy, and then Nintendo trots out this... Here's this vapid, very fast, hectic, bullshit clusterfuck of a game, and everyone's like, it's great! I'm just like, no.
It reinvents what Mario is, and it's amazing.
No, actually, it goes back to Super Mario World, but it adds 3 other fuck-ups in there to just bump into you and shit.
I don't know, that was a lot of fun to bump into people.
In New Super Mario, it works out better, I feel. I feel you get to articulate your spitefulness a little bit better.
Yeah, it just seems like that's what really gets me. Like, people apparently felt that the opposite way, like in New Super Mario Bros., which is too crazy. But this, since you have a 3D space, you can move around more. I'm like, no, that just leaves more margin of error. And it was, yeah.
I think my major problem with it is the same problem I had with the 3DS one. So I know I differ from you on why I dislike it. But, like, you look at it and you just see that they've made a 3D pathway that is a 2D game.
Yeah.
So they just made a worse controlling 2D game in that they've added the third dimension in. And you're just like, there's no fun and articulation and exploration that comes from a nuanced 3D Mario like Galaxy or 64. It's this... The gameplay itself is shallow like a 2D game, and its pathways are very literally shallow,
like,
for the most part.
Land made up for it because, or a little bit, because after you beat the game, it started unlocking things that were more explorative, like green stars that were super hard to get. Like, you had to really look around the areas and try and find them.
You know what I'm really fucking sick of?
What?
Nintendo Mario games, because it's always the Mario games that do this, where it's like, trudge through this fucking cakewalk of a game to get anything that challenges you as a player.
Right.
Like, dude, holy shit, I don't even... Could you imagine how furious Metroid fans would be if that happened to them? They'd be like, oh my god, this is just a long hallway.
Yeah.
And then they would beat it, and then it'd be like, oh, and now you got this full set of abilities, here's Zeebs, and it's 1/10 of the size of the rest of the game. Like, because that basically is what it ends up being in Mario, where like 90% of the content was a fucking cakewalk intentionally, and then 10% of it remotely challenges you. Yeah, I don't know.
Like, World was so bad.
This is why I just really did not like... I had absolutely zero desire to get a Wii U. Absolutely zero, because it's like, what would I play? Wonderful 101? The worst Platinum Games game? That's alright. I think I'll pass on that. And then the shitty 3D Mario? No thanks. There's Galaxy. Mario Kart? No, that's just 7 again. But now you can go on the walls.
How crazy.
How crazy! Have you played 8 yet?
No.
Have you played 7?
I don't think I've played one since the DS.
You're doing all right.
Yeah, that's
I know
what I hear.
There are people I know of that bought 7 for the 3DS and went, shit, DS was better, and just Traded back in. Because they were like, I can fucking play DS on my 3DS and I'm fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard to compete with the best.
It really is. It's a fucking shame. Like, at that point, you just almost want them to go the Smash Bros. Route. We made one great game. It's now available on both. Please buy it twice. Like, it almost works out there. What was it? There was a thing recently that came out on the Wii U and 3DS and it was cross-buy compatible.
Yeah, what was that?
I don't know.
Oh, well.
Because every time I read
Shovel Knight.
every time I read the name, I was just like, I don't know what that is, so this won't stick. And that's humanity for the most part. It's like, these words mean nothing to me. I don't even have a picture to go with. Oh, well. Bye.
Oh, yeah, now that I've finished up Bravely Default, and I've reached the point in Numi Harakawa State where it's completely impossible to move forward,
Yeah.
I went back to Fire Emblem. I'm finally gonna try and beat that.
Oh, cool.
So, yeah, it's... Fire Emblem's really good.
Yeah.
I over-leveled, though, so everything's a cakewalk at this point, because...
So it became a Mario game.
Yes. I have to wonder when it's going to crank up the difficulty again and make that over-leveling mean nothing.
I wonder if that point comes in the DLC.
Well, the DLC is, like, completely alternate. You don't need to...
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's not, like, after the story or anything, so I have to
that's
wonder
a shame.
if it's super hard or not.
I mean, I figured that would be the point of a Fire Emblem DLC. Like, most games, I understand the DLC not being that, but with Fire Emblem, I figured you want, like, endgame stuff that was ultra challenging. Like,
Right.
That really challenged you as a player.
It seemed more like they were focused on making stages that introduced older characters, so you could get them in your party and use them the rest of the game.
I forgot that it did that.
Yeah, like, you want Roy? Here's some Roy. I got Mars. I already had girl Mars in that game. I don't know why I need regular.
Well, the ladies need something. So
Some of the ladies like Girl Marth.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt. Ain't no problem with that. So what else you been playing, Bob?
That was basically it.
You're wrong.
Well, I played these, and then so much Smash Bros. It hurts.
That man's wrong. It didn't hurt.
Okay, it didn't.
It didn't
was
hurt
amazing.
once for me.
It hurts so good.
The only time it hurt is when I booted up a menu and it told me how much of my life I had burnt away on one copy of Smash Bros. In the last month that I didn't even own. That wasn't even portable. God help me.
Yeah, that's dangerous stuff there in New Smash.
'Cause it's a good one. That's the scary part.
Yeah, Sheik in that New Smash is way better than Sheik in the at Project M. God.
They nerfed Sheik in Project M.
I imagine.
Well, not so
Right.
much just nerfed as just, oh, now she doesn't even have a dive kick. What is...
No, I figured anything a fan mod would do to Sheik would be vindictive.
Yeah, that's kind of how I felt about Ike. Like, I booted that up. I didn't play Ike for days, actually. Like, it took days before I'm like, no, he's fucking broken in the normal game. I'm not going to play as him. The only reason I played as Lucas, like, anywhere near the beginning is because they gave him a neat little outfit and he wields a sword in that alternate outfit. And I was like, okay, yeah, let's fucking do that. So, yeah, we played a lot of Project M. That was fun as shit. Then I went back to normal, bro. Oh, that shit hurt. It is too fucking slow. It is too slow. Ah! Okay, I'm done.
I haven't tried going back, so I don't know my opinion of that.
I should have made you do it at the end of that night where we played like 6 hours or whatever of Project M.
Bob, I played Brawl like twice in Project M, an earlier version of it once. He is correct. Brawl is horseshit.
It totally fucking is. Like, that's just the worst Smash. Which is fucking astounding, because one of them is on the 64 and was made in a very short amount of time. A shoestring budget. And if you do the numbers, Melee basically was too. Because it was made in under 2 years, if I'm remembering correctly, timeline-wise. Because think about it. The original Smash came out in 99. GameCube came out in 2001. It was ready by the end of 2001. Holy shit, guys. That is... in 2 years, we got Smash Original and Melee.
That's crazy.
And since then, we have yet to get one better than like every day that occurs to me is a sad, sad day.
I don't know how they let Sakurai go make other things like Kid Icarus. Like, you'd think that they would have changed him down and be like, no, you're doing another Smash game. It'll be ready for Wii U's launch so that someone buys it.
This is how deep this goes. I seriously, I kid you not, I sat here and I was like, yeah, I don't know that would have jived with the Wii's audience all too well if they made a Smash for the Wii. Oh, wow, wait, no, they did, Dan. It's Brawl. It sucks dick. Jeez. I mean, I'm serious. I had to remind myself internally, that is a Smash game. It is on the Wii. It existed. It's just bad.
Yep.
The balance of that game is so fucking crazy. Like, Venusaur's neutral B is just, or Ivysaur's neutral B is just fucking garbage. 80 damage? Did you see that at the beginning of one of those rounds? Somebody got me stuck in it so long that it did 80 damage.
Wow, that's something there.
One hit. Jesus, fuck. It's not like they didn't have time to balance either. What were they rushing for? None. It's not like the Wii was a Wii U.
Right.
They need that shit for the Wii.
You guys need the
machine.
Smash done? Whatever. I'm gonna go back to counting money.
Yeah, exactly. You know how many copies of Wii Sports we sold?
All of them. How many did we make? All of them.
Yeah. We're out of DVDs.
This manufacturing plant? No, like as a species.
Yeah. Oh man. I still think Wii Sports is one of the best games on the Wii. And Wii Sports Resort with the like proper tracking stuff was also really wicked awesome.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's not been topped by Kinect or anything else, really.
Yeah, I mean, that's sort of the thing, though. It's like the best at what it's trying to do. Nothing's really topped it. Because Sports Champions isn't made by talented people.
No.
Like, maybe if we stuck Sony Santa Monica on that, or better yet, if you guys hadn't let Eat, Sleep, Play die and stuck them on that, that would have been a good matchup. Because those guys are pretty much the right team for that, the Twist Melker.
Recently, I've just been letting Platinum Games make everything in my head.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Yeah.
You're like the guy who sits there and writes up the game news story, and it's like, what is this game like? Okay, let's go to the Google Documents. Okay, here we go. What are the templates? This is like the Dark Souls of... What's the genre again?
Yes.
What's the genre? Platformers. Okay. This
Always
is like
fun.
The best writing.
Uh-huh. Especially when it's a tweet about taking a dump. For example, that was the Dark Souls of trips to the bathroom.
Nice.
So, yeah, I guess that's all you've been playing, Bob. Hey, Aggro.
Yeah.
What were you going to...
Huh?
I was just going to say, yeah, I guess that's it.
okay.
Don't think anything... Well, Dark Souls, but...
But I don't want to talk about Dark Souls on a podcast. That'll make me, like, mainstream guys.
Yes,
so,
that's
Bob,
it.
talk about Dark Souls on a podcast.
Yeah.
In 2014. Do it. How's your Dark Souls experience?
It's Dark Souls.
You're 40 hours in?
35, I think.
35, okay.
And, yeah. I don't even know.
Hey, Bob. Is Bloodborne out yet?
No.
Okay, good, because I need to play Destiny. Wait, Destiny's out, right?
No.
Damn it. What am I going to do with my life?
I hear Bloodborne's going to be playable by the public at Gamescom.
Nice.
Crazy.
You know, that's up into the public. Hey, guys, what are you doing in August? That is August, right?
Something like that.
Where is Gamescom?
Germany.
Okay. That's close to Arkansas,
Actually,
right?
no, it's Cologne.
Because I've got
it's
a wedding
Cologne.
to go to.
Yeah, I think it's Cologne, Germany, not Leipzig. Ah, shit.
Is Cologne in Germany?
Yeah.
Is Brazil playing McDonald's?
Shit, what's
in
the name of the
World Cup?
conference? I'm that gone. Gamescom?
Gamescom.
I was like, Gamescom? That's stupid. Who names it Gamescom?
Right? That's what I think every time I see it.
Cologne. Yep. Boom! Woo! Dan got it right. But yeah. Hey, Case. So, hey, Aggro.
Yeah.
What you been playing?
The basic game PDF for D&D 5th edition came out.
Hey,
Yeah.
yeah.
Casters rejoice. Spell slots and prepared spells are now separate from each other.
Yes.
That
Yeah.
shit is fucking sweet. Ritual versions without expending spell slots. Everything is better forever.
Yeah, I played a bit of 5th edition. That
That's what
was
I hear.
That was pretty fun.
I hear you don't know how to play cleric.
I think I know how to play a cleric in as much as
think-
I believe.
2 people in your party were dead, and you're like, nah, I'm gonna nuke the bad guy.
That's because I had a kit that would stabilize them immediately if I just swung one more time and hit. And guess what I did? Saved the fucking day, that's right.
You and your goddamn brother cannot play clerics.
Okay, allow me to explain this real quick, okay? This thing was taking down shit with one swing. Consistently. And it was at, like, 1 health? Yeah. That fucker had to go down.
Shit, clerics are basically tanks in 5e.
Yeah,
He
they
had the
are.
highest
they are
armor
back
ranking of
up
any of
there.
us.
Well, because dex fighters are now, like, not just viable, but awesome
Yeah.
for DPS. So, like, there's no halfway between strength and dex, or tanking and DPS with a strength tank. Strength tank is either a two-hander or a tank in dex fighters. So cleric ends up filling that role sometimes. Like in our party, our cleric's got more AC than the fighter. She's like, I've got medium armor and a bow. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
I like how that gets noted, but nobody mentions the part where I spent like almost 5 whole minutes figuring out the turn order and figuring out my odds of being fucked if I didn't hit it dead. Like, someone's gonna die if I don't hit this.
People die all the time. It's alright.
For you,
Well,
I'm a cleric.
I'm a wizard. I don't give a fuck.
Exactly.
Man, my whole party's dead. Good thing I brought all these teleports.
He's supposed to respect life. Yes, I am. That thing's dead. I don't respect its corpse. No, Dan, you're not playing your character right. The fuck I ain't. I'm reading this sheet. Description of my fucking alignment. Description of my god. Nope. Nothing here about wolf corpses not getting be thrown into an aquifer. Guess I'm doing that
Threw it
shit.
into an aquifer?
Okay. It was a fucking goblin cave, right?
Yeah.
The fucking goblin corpse was already bashed, obliterated into the last pool of water. Right? And there's the little levee to lift to cause it all to go down the luge, basically.
Right.
So we're in this room, this terrible wolf corpse, terrible, horrible, and beat in its skull within an inch of death, and its tongue was coming out of its eyeball, and it was fucking terrible. So I finally killed the thing, and I'm like, man, we can't just leave this in here. It's gonna be fetid. And simultaneously, I want to send a sign. So we gotta empty that water to make sure that fucking nasty, soaked up goblin corpse. Let me change that. Goblin chunks doesn't like make this the cave of mold for the rest of eternity. So we need to wash these corpses out. And no shit, the DM would not let me goddamn do it. He's like, no, you're a cleric of life whose alignment is good, neutral or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, this thing's dead. And it's a wolf. This thing's a dead wolf. That is as far from my giving a shit as you could goddamn... I'm like, look, if I were burning down a forest or suggesting we fuck up a tree... Like, I can understand that thing's living. This thing's dead.
Well, respect for the dead is part of most Good Alliance deities. Like, desecrating corpses is very specifically talked about.
I was just trying to get it out with the force of water. But more importantly than that, that shit was a dead wolf. So I'm just, I looked up my god. He don't give a fuck.
Honestly, from you guys, I'm surprised no one was scissoring that damn wolf.
Actually. That was a different wolf, and that was Eric.
And that was 2 wolves.
I thought it was Tosh.
And it was his nipples. No, Eric.
It was Tosh the first time.
What did Tosh do?
Oh, but wait, did Eric actually scissor a wolf this time?
No.
No, he,
Okay.
he found some feral wolves at the entrance of the Goblin Cave, and instead of, like, unhooking them and letting them free, or, like, attacking them, he let them feed upon his chest, his nips, because he wanted to be seen as the mother wolf to them. And he had bloody nips the rest of the campaign.
Is that basic charisma or a handle animal check?
That was a handle animal. I believe it was a nature check.
Nice.
Yeah. You know the best part about Eric? The best part about Eric, I sincerely mean this. Eric hates that Eric isn't a completely normal, stale person. Like, he hates that. When you reference the crazy shit he does and says, he gets angry. What was it? Bob jumps in for one part of the Yoshi Island Let's Play and quotes Eric from the Project M thing where he's like, coming in at the low end of the dial.
Yeah.
And Eric, he quotes that to him. He's like, hey, Eric, where do you come from? The low end of the dial? And Eric's like, fuck you, Bob. That was one time. Shut the hell up. I was tired. It was past my bedtime. All he wanted to be was a boring white dude with lots of money.
Right.
And he ended up, like, completely opposite of that. Guy who says weird shit and feeds wolves with his nips. And does not have money.
Because of the experience of playing with your brother, the thought of him looking you in the eye and telling you you're playing cleric wrong.
Yeah.
It's just the best thing ever.
Yeah, that was another reason why I wouldn't take that shit. He's like, you might get punished if you don't play it right. I'm like, you need to fucking prove I'm not playing it right in order for me to consider you correct on this issue, sir. It's very protracted, much like this conversation about D&D. What else you been playing, Aggro?
Nothing.
Really?
I've been reading rule books and shit.
You, asshole, played 2048
Yeah.
on the iPhone,
Yeah.
and you tweeted about it.
Oh, yeah. That was a while
I
ago.
hate you.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Download that game?
Yeah.
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 You having fun?
Eh.
Beat my score yet?
What
I
is
still
that
think it's
game?
random.
It's actually, it's not random, it's malicious. More often than not, it'll put it like, oh, you need there to not be a tile here. Boom.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just that game, it was a long, long process of figuring out how you're supposed to play it.
Yeah.
If you can watch your score slowly creep up.
I remember that moment when it finally clicked. What'd you say, Bob?
What is that game?
It's apparently a clone of Threes.
Okay,
Which
so it's
I bought Threes.
Yeah.
It's a much worse game.
That entertains me to hear, but care to explain why?
Well, I mean, first of all, it's completely up its own ass with how quirky it is, which I don't like sometimes. Also, when you swipe, everything moves one space instead of everything slides to the side.
Ah.
Which is, that's just different, but I like it less.
Yes.
It's just, the whole thing's slower and cumbersome and really annoying to play.
Okay.
It's fuck Threes, 2048.
Okay. Fuck Threes 2048, the movie, the game, the movie.
The porn.
Dub edition. So that's all you've been playing?
Like the porn line through dating sim game.
Also, I think you added a 0 when you tweeted on accident. Like, because I swear to God what you tweeted said you got 70,000 points. And I'm like, there is no fucking way it looks at image. No, okay. Somehow a 0 ended up in there.
Possibly, I don't know. My phone's dead, I can't check.
Ah, that's tragic. Where is your phone? I want to destroy it with hammer. No evidence.
4096 tile, bitches. Because it does. The screen pops up, you win. Then the button fades in. Keep going.
You saved the princess. What if there was another?
Then you start collecting princesses. And you get ice powers.
Then you have the most princesses. Wait, ice powers. Is this Infamous 2?
No.
Oh, okay. Whew, good. I thought it was going to be weirdly objectifying women, but then, like, no one actually notices, and they scream at all the games that aren't. Infamous 1 and 2 are terrible when it comes to female characters. They're literally objects to Cole.
Yeah.
Like they're just straight up. In the 2, it's even better.
Well, yeah,
like they'll go against character traits and do everything backwards and just like completely defy having a structure as a being just to please Cole, basically.
But like it works in 1 because he's either just evil or some kind of weird ass stereotype white knight douche fuck.
Yeah. And
I don't think it's supposed to be that.
And regardless of which universe it is, his girlfriend's just a bitch.
Right.
She is that extremely crazy, terrible role model of a girlfriend bitch.
I remember, like, I was doing.
Look, Cole, if you really cared about me and my feelings, you would save everyone ever by taking disease to the face. Whoa, bitch!
Wow.
Whoa!
I can't remember, was choosing her or the doctors the good option?
The doctors. To save. When you, yeah, when they do the Spider-Man moment of, I got this one hanging over here, and your girlfriend over here, and then if you choose the girlfriend, it's not actually her.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
She has to die.
Oh, damn. That. Oh, man, I might have been pissed about that. But yeah, I went for the doctors. Because that whole game, like, I don't know, Cole, you're saving this whole city, but some asshole with a YouTube show said that you're a bad guy. So I don't trust you yet.
Whoa, some asshole who's overriding the FCC's mandate that TVs have to accept the signal on a certain frequency. It's not just some YouTube kid. Yes, it is. Every day I think about.
Seriously, she's like, I don't know if I can trust you yet, Cole. And I'm like, bitch, I am goddamn Superman. I'm gonna go save some doctors.
That's right. I forgot. I actually had an idea for a pretty elaborate sketch or multi-part sketch thing that was about us just getting bored one day, figuring out how to override that exact frequency, and just showing up on every TV in America and demanding people do something. And then you at one point, I'm like, hey, we're hypnotizing them, Aggro. Keep it down. And you're like, oh, wait, so they'll do anything we say? And I'm like, yeah, but I haven't told them to do anything. And you just pop your head on screen long enough to go, hamburgers! And like the whole hamburger and beef market goes absolutely fucking crazy. Yep.
Wow.
That was a heck of a sketch.
Yep.
In my brain. And nowhere else. Sounds like an alright idea for a campy indie movie, if you ask me. I'd watch that. It'd be like a not terrible version of that Weird Al movie. Because that Weird Al movie is like, maybe the problem with that movie was scope. Just I have a local station and I need to make it great. And maybe that's a funnier movie when it's on a larger scale. I don't know. It takes a lot of thinking. Something that they clearly didn't do.
I keep forgetting
when
Weird
they
Al
made that
a
movie. How do you forget that?
Because I've only caught like parts of it on Comedy Central. I never actually sat down and watched the whole
thing. Okay, so you
thing.
and I need to watch the VHF? Is that what I'm hearing?
I guess it's Steve's house.
Look, man, I already have Birdemic on me. Like, I don't need to have Birdemic and VHF or whatever.
Is that on Netflix?
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
Probably still is.
1776 used to be on Netflix. Not no more.
I don't know what the...
It is the best... Wow, I'm about to say this sentence. It is the best musical depicting the signing of the Declaration of Independence I have ever seen.
So here's what I've been playing. I've been playing a lot of Project M. Playing some games we're going to do some videos of soon, like Dark Scavenger, Zenzi Zenzik, A Wizard's Lizard, and some other stuff.
Is that a dick joke?
Yes.
Okay.
But it's a really good game.
Right.
I like it, and it's a roguelike, and I can't figure out why I like it. I'm like, why are you good, but I don't like The Binding of Isaac?
Do you roguelike it?
So about that thing you just said. Every genre term is bullshit. There are only like maybe 3 that aren't.
Mm-hmm.
Why is it that people shit on roguelike and Metroidvania like they're just some special case? Like, oh, they have the name of a game in them. It's like, oh, okay, so at least that depicts more like what the game is going to be, even in the case of roguelike, which is way more like esoteric nowadays than it used to be, than action game. To some people, an action game is Call of Duty. To other people, it's God of War. These are very different games.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard people describe both as action games, but if you say Metroidvania or roguelike, you can have a pretty good idea, at least mechanically, where that's coming from or going to.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of haterade for fucking Metroidvania as a term, especially, and then secondarily, roguelike.
Like
Yeah.
suck a dick.
Yeah, I don't understand that. It's like, it's a very specific type of game you're going for. You can't say it's just a platformer. You can't say it's a, like, hack and slash platformer. No, there's so much more to it. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it really annoys the piss out of me.
You know what else?
Really annoys the piss out of me. What?
Castlevania games are way better than Metroid.
Absolutely.
I was thinking about it the other day. I'm like, Jesus, they refined that
Formula?
yeah, the formula so much more. Because Metroid, you go off the beaten path, and what do you find? You find 5 more missiles to hold. I don't care. I could not care about any upgrades you found in Metroid.
Absolutely right. That's why it's so hard for me as a Castlevania hardcore fan to go back and play most of the Metroids, because most of the Metroids are like, you went off the beaten path, there's 5 more fucking missiles, and I'm like, great, to open doors! Because I should expend a commodity to open a fucking pathway in this game about walking down fucking pathways!
That does sound pretty awful.
It's like, you went off the beaten path, here are 5 golden coins, you need 37 to open a door. It's like, holy shit, fuck you, game.
Wait, so if I get 37, I'm good at opening doors? No,
Just
it's
one.
gonna take them.
Yeah, they're gone.
Wow.
It's like Super Mario Land 2, the 6 gold coins, except for it's called the 3007 gold coins, most of which are off the beaten path, and most of which you need to get to the next off the beaten path.
Oh, Banjo-Kazooie.
Banjo-Kazooie's excellent. That's well designed. Metroid, no.
You gotta go out of your way and find all them fucking puzzle pieces.
Yeah, but there's a lot of fun in that. In Metroid, you just like, you turned into a ball, go in through this nook, and then, hey look, here's this thing, it could be a new ability. Oh, it's 5 more missiles. I now have 255 missiles. I can open every door. I'm fine, game.
You have
Stop.
255. How is
Some of
there
those
even
games
a
you
rest
get to
of
that
that game? You stand in a corner and you fucking missile.
Keep firing. It's like da 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 da.
Oh my god, these walls and floors are impervious to constant missile barrage. Why don't we just lock the top door and forget we had a problem?
What? Oh my god, I just realized the best game ever is Metroid mixed with Red Faction.
There you go. Yeah, I was actually just thinking that. Like, wait, we're at a point in video games where you could make
Because I would love
that.
to see a full, like, what was the Castlevania game that tried to do, like, a bunch of hallways and shit and vertical stuff with 3D? No, there wasn't any verticality, but it was still, it was that PS2 one.
I
one
feel
of
like
them.
you're
Curse of
talking about
Darkness?
Lament of Innocence.
Whichever one of those.
Did it involve a whip?
Yes.
And then it's the Lament of Innocence.
Okay.
Because there's only one whip
And Muhammad is
in
his prophet.
Curse of Darkness. And that was a laser sword.
But I would totally love to see, like, a Metroidvania with all the verticality done with hallways in first person or third person, but fully destructible areas. So by the time you're done, you have fucked up the map so hard.
I was thinking just straight up 2D, but you could break everything, kind of like Terraria.
It's first person. You have fully destructible environments, and it's like Metroid, and it's like Red Faction, but it's based on the movie Dread.
What?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Did I tell you I saw that movie recently?
Oh, yeah?
Oh, that movie's so good.
Right?
That movie's what movies should be.
Mm-hmm.
Is that
Like,
great?
I tell people what, like, fucking, every time I find myself on a fucking Paladin thread on the internet, I'm like, they're like, Lawful Good, it sucks. Like, no. Watch Dread. That's how you play Lawful Good.
See, that's what I'm talking about. I wasn't even lawful.
Yeah,
Steve's giving me
right?
shit
I know.
over so much less of a...
You were defiling a corpse, right?
Me?
Yeah.
Not as much as you might think, because you just wanted to throw it in the pond and then let the pond out.
Yeah.
Which we're gonna let the pond out anyway.
Uh-huh.
Where did the pond go?
It just
It washed
let
out of the cave. Steve's like, you're
It wasn't like he wanted to
you're
wear the dead
contaminating
corpse
the
around
water.
her.
And I kept going, the water's already contaminated. There's a fucking goblin corpse that's been exploded into it.
Goblins are actually sterile. We found out.
How does that work?
Well, like urine, it's gross, but it's actually, they contain no microbes. That's how they live like they do and don't die of disease.
That makes a lot of sense, actually.
Yeah.
What about
like
wolves?
like vulture heads, they actually, like, the shit on their skin kills microbes.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's why they've got those naked heads, because they're eating corpses, and that microbes can't survive on their skin. It kills them.
Oh,
Vultures actually...
That's so wicked awesome.
Yeah, vultures rule. Condors and shit like that. Goblins, their skin is totally like that. I'm making this up, but that's now how it's going to be at my table.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm okay with that.
that's awesome.
I mean, that's half of D&D anyway, that shit you just pulled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So are half of the campaigns I make up anyway. What's over here? Fuck. Stuff.
There's a surly man who looks like he has a really deep and interesting backstory. He is a dragon known as Rahab. Why are you walking away?
I still haven't told a group how much of their last adventure I just bullshitted.
So, what else have I been playing, Bob?
I don't know. We played Metal Gear. You played Metal Gear mostly.
Played Metal Gear Solid 4. Oh, fuck me.
Yeah, basically.
That game. Those cutscenes hurt. We're at least 3/5 through, you know? We're almost 3/5 through.
We just got to the end of the Middle East.
And really, 4th and 5th...
Eastern Europe, whatever
The
it was.
4th and 5th chapters are shorter than the 1st and 2nd. Which is kind of weird.
I mean, the 3rd is super short. We're almost done.
Yeah.
It's only long because of the cutscene at the beginning.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Most of that game is the bad parts.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Like, plot-wise, yeah, most of that game is the bad parts. But gameplay-wise, I didn't realize how much of it was like, we're still in the Middle East. Still in the Middle East. Nope, not fun. Middle East. We're still going to play aloof with 70% of the game's plot. Even though trailers have spoiled all of that.
Wasn't the first part some of the best parts? Like before you get a P90 and you're fighting the frogs with your shit gun? I remember
you
that's
only
when
have
it
to
was...
kill one frog before you have a P90.
Yeah, and then the whole game's downhill. Or I mean, you get like a good hour of like, yes, I have a P90, and then it just gets.
But then you just keep going. Why is it anything better than this? Because the only thing better than that is the light machine gun where Snake screams as he fires.
Yeah.
It.
Which I don't know about you guys, but I never found any fucking chaff grenades in that game. So when it came time to pass to the room full of those 3-footed fuckers, it wasn't throw a chaff grenade and run through. No, it was burn up 4 machine gun clips just wading through those bastards.
I feel like Chapter 2, outside of Laughing Octopus, was way better than Chapter 1. Laughing Octopus is fucking ridiculous. The battle just goes on forever. It's kind of like how Crying Wolf's gonna go.
The one inside the...
Yeah. For some reason, it just eats bullets. Like, I shot it with 7 RPGs and
Jesus.
like 100 bullets, yeah.
I don't remember having that much of a problem with that fight.
I don't either.
Huh.
I don't think they changed anything in the difficulty or whatever. But
I remember being a bitch in the sniper fight.
You know what's really weird? What's really weird is they took out the auto-aim. Does no one else remember the auto-aim? Because, Jesus, that was a pretty complicated... In Metal Gear Solid 4.
In 4? They took it out?
When they patched it, they took it out. Yeah.
Huh.
Sure, auto-aim wasn't only in online?
100% positive. I used it liberally in single player. Like, I would switch, because there was a button. There was a button dedicated to switch between it. You know what that button does now? It goes, eh.
Yeah.
What? That's all it does.
What?
Doesn't explain it at all. It just goes, eh.
That's insane.
It's the square button. The square button now just goes, eh.
Nice.
Like, you know, classic Metal Gear Solid, you're doing this wrong when you go up to a security door with the guard too low.
Right.
Yeah.
Weird.
I'm fucking angry. You know why? That shit's helpful. You select the shotgun with the stun rounds. You turn a corner, some dude's right there, you hit L1, auto-aim, just right in the chest. Like a shotgun should work. Like, the aiming in that game's sloppy as fuck. It's like Killzone 2 style levels of latency, where you're like over swinging because you let go when you crossed over it. That input's not gonna get to the game for like 5 more frames at least. Yeah.
God, I remember getting all the way through Uncharted 1 without knowing you could do the blind fire run and gun thing.
Wow.
Wow.
I still haven't beaten Uncharted 1.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
I just remembered we never talked about Battlefield Hardline on here. Like,
There's
we
a
both
reason-
played it.
There's a reason for that. Maybe we did.
I listened to most of the last week's and we didn't. I know we didn't mention it on the one before that.
We did the E3 recap one.
Yeah, we talked about it then.
Yeah, but we didn't talk about actually playing it.
No, that was so late. We played it before that.
I don't think we mentioned like anything about it because I remember being like, "Hey, we didn't really talk about that."
No, see, that's the thing, though. I'm pretty sure we said everything there is to say. It's just there's so little to say
All right,
that
maybe.
it felt like that. I mean, we can do it again. Battlefield Hardline. It's Battlefield 4, but a different map. It's fucking ridiculous how true that is. Like, I was just playing, and I'm like, this just feels like a weird mod.
Yeah, it feels like an incomplete mod. I don't know.
This game that isn't out yet doesn't feel done. Someone at DICE. Are you fucking serious? But no, yeah, you're right. It just feels like some half-baked, like, here's this cool idea that I had. You could do it with your game if you want. You can hire me if you want. I'll be a game director. So it feels like that one Species game for, like, that was a mod of, what was it? Whatever. It was the RTS / first-person shooter. That was about aliens versus Marines, and you got to play as either the Queen Alien or the Commander. What the hell's the name of that thing?
I don't know.
They made a sequel on Steam.
Natural Selection, I think.
Yeah, there you go.
Hmm.
Yeah, it feels like that. Where when the first time you play Natural Selection, you're like, this is really cool. It just feels like it's missing something.
Well, you know, the cool thing about the Natural Selection made it cool. It had anything different from the original game,
Yeah.
where Battlefield Hardline doesn't.
No.
It just has a skin
Yeah.
and giant cities that have no one in them, and it's just weird.
It would be like if Project M was sold as a new game. But Project M's just way better. So it's not like that.
Right? So it's not like that at all.
I mean,
Oh
like-
no, it's like that very much in the same vein as this is blatantly the same shit you're selling me again. At $60 fucking dollars, you dick.
I really did keep expecting after Brawl came out us to get like Brawl X and Brawl Turbo and Brawl Hollywood Edition, and I kept expecting Brawl or Smash Brothers to
To go
eventually
that way.
just Japanese fighting game it up.
Yeah, a lot of people are actually talking about how it's possible that Nintendo may do that with the new one. What with the amiibos and DLC now being possible.
Right? There's definitely a lot of rumors going around about DLC, which, you know, I want more Smash Brothers characters, so I can't complain too
Right?
much. It's
3
like,
years later, the roster's like 200 characters long.
My problem with that is Nintendo seems pretty shit at balancing these games.
yeah, this is true.
I mean, you heard what Sakurai said when they came out for the tournament. Well, it's funny, you selected Samus. Samus is the most overpowered character from our internal testing. And then they fucking played. I forget which one it was, but one of them was so obviously overpowered compared to the others. I'm like, that guy keeps winning easily. And it wasn't even skill. It was just like you could tell that character was an absolute fucking beast.
Well, the Smash Ball with Samus Zero Suit was pretty ridiculous.
I can't even remember it. What
She
was
jumps in the spaceship and shoots lasers, so it's like Snakes.
So
but,
it's like Snakes,
but it's
yeah.
super fast.
That's right.
Like there's no delay on the grenades going there. It's just lasers immediately exploding them.
Yeah, so that would be my problem with DLC for that.
I'm like, it's already going to have that problem, so more of that problem, whatever.
They better update the game on the 3DS. I mean, they basically have to add some of the features that they plan on adding, like Amiibo,
Right.
that little pod thing. But still. So, Bob, is there anything else you wanted to say about Battlefield Hardline?
Not really, no.
You want to really drum it into our audience how much we absolutely did not care for that game?
I think we've done enough, I guess.
You think? I don't know. I think the largest problem I have with Battlefield Hardline is that it simply exists. Because it's not like it has a net neutral effect. No, people people will stop playing Battlefield 4 to play Hardline.
Yeah, they will.
That will happen. And I will not be happy. Because I want to go back to Battlefield 4. Like, I bought the game assuming I would get over a year of being able to go back to that and it being the most relevant version of that game. Even if it was 2 years, only 2.
Right.
I'd be okay with that.
That's just...
But 1 fucking pisses me off. Because it doesn't matter how shit Hardline is. There are people who are so fucking crazy they've been playing Battlefield 4 this whole time and they just need something even slightly different.
And they're going to completely stop supporting 4 with DLC and whatnot. And yeah, it's just...
Probably. I haven't seen their DLC roadmap.
Yeah, I don't... Yeah, it's frustrating. I don't know why everybody's jumping on this bandwagon of game a year.
Who the fuck has been saying that? People have been saying that? Anyone said game of the year?
No,
about...
no. A game every year.
Oh, wow. It sounded
Sorry.
like you said game of the year over and over. Did you... What did you hear, Aggro? Did you...
It kept going back and forth for me. I was going to wait for you to suss it out.
Game every year, game of the year? Okay.
Every year, game of the year.
That sounds like the industry. Maybe there wasn't a game of the year this year, and there hasn't been since Mario 3! Whoa, you are the angriest guy I've ever met. And really, if you truly believe those words, he was the angriest guy. End of sentence, full stop.
I saw that Rainbow Six, that new Siege, won like a lot of E3 awards. Like
E3 awards are fucking pointless horse shit.
They are, but it was just like, really, you guys went there and saw lots of new stuff, and you were like, yeah, but the shooter was a sequel to Rainbow Six, which is a pre-established franchise. That was really the best thing there. That was the top of the line. That amazed me, surprised me.
It was Rainbow Six or Hardline that had... I saw the ad that said, voted most exciting trailer on YouTube.
What?
I think that's Siege.
I couldn't process how much wasn't being said in that sentence.
That is... Okay.
Incredible?
Incredible.
I feel like I played something else. I didn't play Shovel Knight. I played Metal Gear Solid 4 because we're making a video that I need footage of the entire game for. Luckily, that time is coming to a close when I'm done playing that game and we have all the footage. What I'm thinking of doing at that point is either A, immediately editing that video together, or B, because I need any room on that hard drive, re-rendering all of those videos as one giant X264 file. So that way it's just a really compressed version, but really good looking version of the entire Metal Gear Solid 4.
Jeez.
Yeah. Which, God, it's fucking... We're there, Bob. We have enough space on a hard drive to have a full... like lossless copy of the entirety of Metal Gear Solid 4 in video format.
That's pretty crazy.
Now we just need a game that isn't Watch Dogs to come out. So that way we could just sit down in a day or two and just binge the whole thing and make a fucking review. Okay, asshole, stop yawning. You too. I'm on to you. Nope. Mm-mm. Don't you dare.
This fucking quarantine rules. Like, no, he was next to the guy yawning. He's clearly infected.
Yeah, you're infected. You're both infected.
I'm pretty sure we're equidistant from the guy.
No, you're closer. I see you brushing.
Emotionally.
Yeah. I take that into account.
Positive emotion is not a vector for disease transmission.
Actually.
Yes, actually, it is not.
Here, let me send you this spiritual sciences website I go to. They're the ones who taught me that 44.1 kilohertz is a very angry frequency. That's why music makes people angry all the time now. And if we just listen to music at 8 kilohertz...
We're angry because we're too close to the submerged Merkaba in the Gulf of Mexico. It's gonna be cleared up soon, near the end of this cycle, but just hold on. Because we have to become a level 7 species and transform back into the female aspect before the fucking Hebrews, who are aliens living on the planet, dilute our self-image too much.
See, here's the problem. I would have listened to you for a little bit longer, but I'm I'm just so angry all the time now because I'm so full of toxins. And I have a monthly detoxification. I do a monthly flush, but I'm like a day 29 of that, you know? So I'm 2 days out. Run that past me again in a week, Aggro.
You've got to fucking put on your Inoki foot pads to draw the toxins from your chakra root.
I use all natural organic Crocs.
Like a croc tree out there somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I wear cork shoes. Sorry, I'm dyslexic.
I knocked over a cup on my coffee table. It was empty. But I looked at it for a while. I looked over at Rochelle and I'm like, that cup really was empty, and I'm not just so tired that I'm wishfully thinking, right?
I've had moments like that.
I really just don't want to clean anything up right now.
Like, I've had moments like that, but, like, no one's there to talk to about it.
So then you're just, like, worried.
I'm seriously, this is time I should be spending picking up the cup, because it has a top on it, right? So I still don't know that there wasn't any liquid in it. This is time I should be spending picking up the cup. But instead, I'm staring at it, thinking about if it was full of water and pouring out, like, oh, that would have ruined everything. It would be everywhere right now. Oh, I fucked up so bad if that was full. And I just keep staring at it, not saying a word, not emoting, just imagining all that so viscerally.
See, sometimes subconscious autopilot you is a dick like that.
Yeah.
Sometimes, fucking the other day, I'm having a dream, and the entire dream is, I can't remember what the sound of my alarm is. What does my phone alarm sound like? Why can't I remember that? Then I burst wide awake, and it's bright outside. What the fuck time is it? Oh god, I need to go to work.
Oh man, those. Oof. You ever have those dreams where you hear your first alarm go off, and you go, that's the first one. I can keep sleeping. Then you hear the second one, you're like, wake up, wake up!
My favorite of the ones.
Have you ever had that? Either of you?
I dream about getting up at the first alarm. I'm like, yeah, I'm making good use of time management, and I'm getting an early start to... Fuck.
I dream about sleeping 30 hours straight. Like, oh man, I'm late for the alarm because I slept through it. Wait a second, it's Thursday! I slept 30 hours!
Living the dream.
No, that's a nightmare. I mean, I sleep 14 and I feel like garbage. I didn't even mean to sleep 14. My fucking overnight job sucks. If only there was a way to be homeless.
According to a new study,
Okay.
being homeless is entirely achievable.
Go on.
Even on the most modest of budgets.
This has a lot to do with my interest. This really pertains to my interest.
Relevant to my interest.
This is relevant to my interest.
+1.
Thumbs up, retweet. Like.
Share. Patreon.
Subscribe for money? I don't think you do that to comments on the internet. I guess
Oh god,
kind
if you
of.
did. Jesus. Oh man, I really like that forum post you did.
So about that
I'm gonna subscribe
Kickstarter.
to it for money.
Yeah. So about that Kickstarter for potato salad.
Yes.
$44,000.
Jesus.
And I was gonna rent out a hall and like have a potato salad party and invite everyone.
Did you guys hear about all the other potato salad Kickstarters that started up afterwards?
No.
All of them are $0.
Good. Good.
Yep. Now it's funny because I sit here and I'm like, $44,000 for potato salad. That's fucking funny. I couldn't get that much money for an indie movie. That's both hilarious and sick at the same time.
I keep thinking about starting up a completely mean-spiritedly ironic Patreon account.
Okay.
We
go
put
on.
it up, but everything we say about it is dripping with disdain for the entire Patreon model. We act like it's awful. We say nothing but terrible things about it, but in really obnoxiously, oh yeah, no, Patreon's great.
Patreon's great. Thanks to that, I don't actually have any demands to make content for you.
I just see how much money we can get.
Wow. Now, if only it weren't Patreon. Because, like, the problem is that Patreon really, really works off of, like, Kickstarter is a discovery site. Patreon isn't.
Right.
Like, that's where the problem is. That sucks.
Well, see, it'd be even funnier for me, because then we have, like, I don't know, 2 guys getting money a month, and they're like,
I think, oh shit, I forgot his name.
Pariah?
I'm that tired, yeah. Yeah, I'm that
like, I know
tired.
we've got at least one
It's
sleeper
because-
rich guy.
It's because more than one, but only one that's actually donated. Though,
Okay.
as far as I know.
I'm
yeah.
like, are rich weird people our demographic?
Well, I'm going to go ahead and say that Tim likes GigaBoots a lot, and whether or not you consider Tim a part of that demo.
Maybe we are. Maybe that is our niche.
Also, I think Wakana has a lot more money than me, so, you know, once again, rich, weird, I don't know. Rich is all subjective, anyways. Like, dude, if I made 30K, I'm rich. That's so sad. Which is funny if you look at it. If you look at like different stores, it's like 30K is a store manager in some cases. Are you meaning to tell me the entire industry of retail is run by people who are barely above what I'm getting paid? That's sick. I mean, now there are bonuses, but that's only a few thousand, maybe 10,000 at absolute best. Like for a store manager, depending where you are. That's dude. No, like you look at how much people are making up the chain from them.
Oh yeah,
looks like fucking garbage. Like they basically feel because they know the numbers that are above them enough, they feel like they're you. Which is the fucking scam, isn't it? Isn't that the fucking scam? Mm-hmm. Everyone's supposed to be desperately clawing at each other to climb up and pay. Meanwhile, all the cool internet people, they're like, no, that's not the goal. The goal is to get paid the shitty job price to do something awesome with your life.
Yeah, I mean, whenever I think about, oh yeah, the district manager doesn't do anything really, and he gets paid way more than any of these store managers. Probably much as at least 5 of them together.
Yeah, that's pretty.
And then when the regional manager shows up maybe twice a year and gets paid even a higher scale of that, that's crazy. It's like he doesn't do anything. He goes to meetings and gets to fly around the country.
There are entire echelons of Walmart management, and I don't know what they do. I have no idea. Like, there are entire sections where it's like, I know you fuckers are getting direct, complete instructions from the level above you, and just passing them on to the level below you for implementation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's that and then expressing ideas in meetings.
Then you assholes keep coming to my store and making me work harder because store-level management freaks out when you guys show up.
So on a highly related note, when I mentioned the Kickstarter, I think it was 2 podcasts ago, to do a hostile takeover of Capcom, right? Mm-hmm. One of our fans, I believe it was Cywolf, not positive at the moment. So. Yeah, he was like, where can I throw money to kickstart the movie? And I'm like, oh, now I feel bad. Because, like, if I... Okay, so here's how it goes, right? I don't get the movie script started in any significant capacity until this year because I went blind and it hit the switch on. And it's like, you better fucking write this thing and get it made because you're going to die, motherfucker. Mm-hmm. Like, that sort of switch. And I got, like, through a third of the movie. Like, very realistically, it was fucking spot on a third of it. Like, it was weird how... Like, you know, there's this rule with screenplays. Like, this is the thing. This is the standard of Hollywood. Each page of a screenplay is supposed to take a minute of film.
Yeah.
Which is fucking weird. Like, that's just bizarre. And I'm like, that's fucking stupid and arbitrary. I read and then timed out the script. Or screenplay, actually. Yeah, it worked out exactly right. I'm like, how the fuck did that just happen? What the shit? So yeah, it ended up at about a third of the movie. I was like, awesome. But then there were difficulties because people were going to be the main character and then other people were going to be the main character and people that were going to be the side character. All these issues, degenerative diseases, physical therapy, all that shit. And then, like, we went big on equipment. Like, we were just like, we're gonna fucking do this. Oh my god, get this camera. This camera looks much better than ours. It'll look fucking filmic because it doesn't look like all these video cameras out there. It's gonna look like a very fine grade, color grade. So we do all that, and then all of that stuff sort of like bashes into each other, along with some other. What was that name of that really stupid Half-Life video? Half-Life.
Full Life Consequences.
Full Life Consequences. God, I love that video. That video defines what's great about the internet. It's like, no, we can make things that are great, or we could just take this terrible thing that exists and make it more visual to show how terrible it is. I love that. But yeah, Full Life Consequences come into play. So then I'm just like, fuck. So I don't get any more of it written. Nothing gets filmed. All these fucking problems with me trying to figure out production. The fucking store closed, which I forgot to note that just now. Just all these goddamn issues. And then somebody was like, well, you should do the Kickstarter. And I'm like, no, like, I could... Okay, when you do a Kickstarter, I feel like 99% of the onus, like 99% of the proposition there is the onus is on you to provide any proof that you can fucking make the thing that you're asking people to pay you to make. How the fuck could we possibly do that and not be significantly on our way to making the goddamn movie? Because we haven't made a fucking movie before.
We could lie.
I'm just
spitballing some options here, you asked.
I mean, you're right, we could.
Yeah.
And I think GigaBoots fans would be cool enough to just not tell people who aren't GigaBoots fans that we've never made a goddamn movie, we've never been to a film festival. The short Shark Balloon never existed.
Like, no, yeah, those guys made Ink, Sideways, and Project Shark Balloon. I don't know. How have you not heard of them before?
God, you fucking... You cretin. You fucking plebe.
We're fucking out there while you just watch Hollywood movies. Is that it? You're ruining the culture of cinema. You mouth-breathing lemon.
You mouth-breathing lemon!
If we can get Wakanda to call some random person on the internet a mouth-breathing lemming, that'll just make my life complete.
Yeah, I agree with that. That would make everything much better. I had cancer, but it's okay. Because Wakanda called somebody a mouth-breathing lemming. That's fucking gold. That is cancer-killing gold right there. I didn't have cancer, just for the record. I went over what that condition was.
We're just going to have to get somebody to talk about how they're really excited about Mighty Number 9. I think we can make this happen.
But what? I don't get it. How is getting someone to talk about how they're excited about Mighty Number 9 going to make the what?
I think it's the easiest way we can get Wakanda to say that. Outside of making a big lying Kickstarter.
This is on the Wakanda thing. Okay,
Yes.
I was like, how does that make the Kickstarter for the film?
You've got to believe in your heart, Dan.
Do we just cut to, like, we're talking about, like, there really hasn't been a motion picture before that wasn't necessarily about dissecting and understanding the industry, but more so about the culture, not a subculture, just the larger culture of gaming and the effects it has on people. I really believe in this project, not only because I read Daniel's amazing script, but because I see how realistic it is. I know there are people out there living their lives like this, and it's not like they're making bad decisions intentionally. It's just the culture of this that drives them to believe that. I can't wait for Mighty Number 9. And so I believe it. So it's
I identify with that sentiment, Pledge.
Is it in between every statement that we state that guy? Is it only one guy who just keeps saying it?
I mean, honestly, if we're going to lie at our Kickstarter, we do just have half of it referencing the production of Shark Balloon.
Yeah, okay. Not that we're going to do that. Don't look forward to that fan base.
Like, I think we wrote up enough of that script to actually be able to do that.
As in zero? Zero of that script?
Yes.
It's in our head, right?
It's
What
in
do
my
you use?
heart.
Man, what movie was it? I'm trying to remember what great fucking movie involved them being like, so I heard with good movies, what they would do is come up with the scenes and stick them on index cards and then, like, put them up on a board and figure out what order they go in.
Yeah.
And I'm like, are you fucking serious? Oh, that's right. Okay, now I'm gonna look shameful for saying what the movie was. So I'm not gonna. So in any case,
damn it.
fine, half-baked. In any case, they just, like, they were like 20, 21 or whatever, and they went to write a movie, and they're like, how the fuck do you write a movie? Oh, wait, I saw this behind the scenes once or whatever about this one movie, which was a great movie itself. Can't remember that. And this is what they said they did. So then they did that, and they're like, Half-Baked was great as a script. And then we went to shoot it, and I just look at Dave Chappelle, and I'm like, is this how you imagined the stoner set? He's like, no. This is like a fucking cartoon. What the hell? What have they done to our script? No joke. They neither of the people who were the writers of that movie are okay with how it turned out at all.
Wow.
Nice.
There's like only 1 or 2 scenes that came remotely close to how they were supposed to work, and that's because in those scenes, Dave Chappelle played both of the characters talking.
Ah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So, in any case, would love to kickstart the movie. Would hate to be those guys on Kickstarter. Because wouldn't you guys hate to be those guys on Kickstarter? Well, we run this YouTube channel that doesn't have anything to do with movies. And we would like to make a movie for you guys, but we've never made a movie. We don't have a teaser to show for the movie because we haven't made the movie.
I'd really like a lot of people I've never met to validate my unrealistic expectations for my abilities with no training and no skill.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
1 million.
1 million.
Can we get Tim Schafer to be in our Kickstarter video?
Well, with editing, yeah.
Can we do a Kickstarter to hire Tim Schafer to be in our Kickstarter video?
I'm Tim Schafer, cuts back to me.
Wow. Thanks, Tim
guys.
Schafer. That was great.
You should throw money at this Kickstarter. We would really love it. Wow, Tim Schafer. Us too. Tim Schafer's like, what the fuck? That is not funny. That is not funny. You don't fuck Tim Schafer. Tim Schafer fucks you. Sad thing is, Niceville's so small, he will find and kick our asses. You know that, right? There are only so many places to get
Joke's on him. You know how many views the YouTube video of Tim Schafer kicking our asses is gonna get?
We made more than your fucking video game, Tim Schafer.
This is character assassination. You broke into our houses and beat us.
Because why wouldn't Tim Schafer do that? He seems like the kind of guy who would do that.
Go to the tape.
Oh, that's too great. That is
Like, I'm sitting in fucking court. Like, I just like it to be understood that I'm pretty sure I could have taken Tim Schafer.
I just
can't let it go.
I thought it was way funnier as a video. Yeah, so that's why I'm really not comfortable doing the Kickstarter for the movie. I probably will. Like, I'm completely interested in doing a Kickstarter once most of production's done, before, like, you know, final edit, like before everything's finalized and stuff. Just enough to show off, hey, this is an actual movie. Here's a trailer cut from most of the actual movie. The trailer is 43 minutes long, so that way that statement is true.
It is at least 15 minutes of Tim Schafer's Kickstarter videos.
Yep. Truth fact right there. But yeah. But hopefully sometime in the next couple of months I'll have something to talk about on the movie production side. Really hope so. For my sake. And yours. So moving away from the movie and talking about something that doesn't make me feel nearly as much of an indie hipster, let's talk about fucking video game news.
Whoa.
Fucking video game news.
Da-da-da-da.
Bum, bum. So Dragon Quest X is heading to the Nintendo 3DS in Japan. For those who don't remember, Dragon Quest X is an MMO for the Wii.
I think the Wii U too.
In the Wii U.
All right.
And it's coming to the 3DS.
Crazy.
Yep.
Still nothing for the States.
So
Still an MMO. Still shameful.
We don't get MMOs that have to do with Toriyama.
Nope.
No, we don't.
No.
Not even if they're awesome in-universe, fucking 100 years later Dragon Ball Z MMOs that look totally bitchin'. You fuckers.
I don't really want to talk about this anymore, so I'm moving
yeah,
on.
no,
let's
that's
go. Let's go.
So, Bob, I want you to know, I don't think you read this. I think you put this article here and you're like, yeah, he's going to read the headline and we're going to move on.
I read this when it was posted on Kotaku, so I didn't read
Okay.
the full thing.
So you're telling me you read Kotaku's repost.
Basically.
Good job.
Well, this itself is a repost.
Tool bag, but it's a
But-
repost by Polygon, so any
but
of the
it's- but it's
commentaries
on-
at all meaningful.
It's
But
taking
yeah,
a lot longer to get it out, though.
in any case, what?
It's taking a lot longer to get it out, though.
That's what they get for the commentary. They get fewer views because it took them like a day. But yeah, why GameStop wants to get involved in a game's development?
Because GameStop is an unstoppable cancer that refuses to die.
I still don't know whether or not GameStop's a cancer. I still can't figure it out. Like,
I mean, like it's
is
a
it-
morally neutral statement. GameStop is virulent and it is metastasized to several parts of the industry, and it's trying to go even farther. It is a perpetual juggernaut that is going to cling to life desperately, without dignity, without morals, and without regard for future consequences.
okay, maybe. Maybe if we made more games that were fun gameplay instead of cinematic experience last gen, then the used game thing wouldn't have been as huge of an issue. Like, that's sort of my problem with the whole, like, used games are killing the industry. Sure, but you made a 6-hour game that's mostly a movie. Sorry,
Yeah,
bro.
that's...
So in any case, what's going on here with this getting into game development thing, Bob?
It sounds like they want to get in there earlier and have larger things for their pre-order exclusives that they pay for.
They already get in there like halfway through the game's development.
Yeah, I was like, how is this? Like, what do they mean? Because there've already been plenty of playable things from GameStop exclusives. So I'm like, how much farther can you go?
Yeah, cancer. Okay, got it. I'm moving on. I am. That makes me angry. So, Destiny has 2 collector's edition?
Yes, there's
What's the
Is
deal?
it still only 2?
there's $100. Well, there's 3 if you count the digital one. The digital one is literally like, why do you count that? That's just the same thing, but it's all digital. It's $100 for the standard one or regular collection edition. That comes with
Destiny Limited Edition.
limited edition,
And then there's 150 Destiny Ghost Edition.
which comes with the little plastic or whatever ghost.
Which I hear lights up and is motion activated.
And it makes sounds from the
It
game
makes
too.
sounds-
Does it make Peter Dinklage from the game?
Probably.
Pretty sure that's what it's gonna do.
Fuck.
Holy fuck, that's fucking ridiculous. The $35 Destiny expansion pass, which expands the Destiny adventure post-launch, with expansion 1, The Dark Below, and expansion 2, House of Wolves, which will cost $20 individually. There better be a fuckload of content in that to justify $20 goddamn dollars.
Yeah, I'm really tired of these collector editions and limited editions packing in their season pass that I really don't want to buy because I have no confidence that that's going to be something I want.
Yeah, I mean, like, to a lot of people, the sort of reason they got the season pass for Bioshock Infinite is they wanted more story stuff.
Right.
And then ironically, at the end of that story stuff, that kind of sullied, like, the ending of the original game. Yeah, that's what I've been hearing from quite a few people. But in any case, I noticed a PlayStation platform will include additional exclusive content for Expansion 1 and Expansion 2 and will remain exclusive until fall of 2015.
That's kind of crazy.
A little bit. Sony spent a lot of money, huh?
Yeah.
A lot of money.
But yeah, and then working where I do see a lot of people upset when there's physical goods and they just want they're buying the special edition of the game. Why should they also have to buy the season pass? This is mostly the Call of Duty people because they're going to buy the season pass anyway. Why? Why isn't that packed in with this $100 bundle I bought?
Because that $100 bundle is a scam.
Yep.
Even less so than Season Pass, which is an impressive statement.
You mean more so?
No, I would say, wait, yes.
Okay.
That
This is...
Wait,
I was trying. I was going to come to that sentence's rescue, but I couldn't do it.
I can reach you, sentence. No,
But I mean, it's
the
it's got a tiny Peter Dinklage robot.
The microphone's eating you. Yeah, no, this one's awesome, but the Call of Duty one's fucking.
Yeah,
cool.
the Call of Duty ones are always like, these games don't have good art. You're shoving in some random toy that was not at all worth that much.
And usually pretty fucking barely attached to the game. What was it that one year it was a drone?
Another year it was night vision goggles.
And night vision goggles.
Oh god,
Which-
yeah, I remember those
The
things.
night vision goggle one was for like Modern Warfare 2 or something. It was like, you didn't even use night vision goggles. Like, well, I guess you could, but that was so not a big part of the game.
I mean, Modern Warfare 1 had that, but 2 really didn't.
Right?
I can't remember one nighttime mission that wasn't from an aircraft.
Yeah, it was weird.
But yeah, that looks pretty good. So, hey, Bob, notice a Destiny trend here.
Yeah, I figured put the Destiny ones next to each other.
And have them touch their destinies. And so, yeah, Destiny beta runs July 17th to July 28th on the PS3 and PS4, and 23rd to 28th on the 360 and Xbox One.
Yeah, suck it.
As our local Sony fanboy correspondent, can I get more comment from you, Aggro, or do you want
6 more days of suck my dick.
Okay, that's like Hanukkah, isn't it?
Wow.
And yay, my dick lasted for 8 days.
So suck it. Did any more comments there?
I guess not.
Suck it. Okay. In any case, Mighty Number 9 began a new fundraising campaign and simultaneously teased an animated TV series. So they put up on YouTube a little teaser for a CG animated Mighty Number 9 series, because apparently Keiji Inafune saying that they're getting interest from a lot of people outside of games development in the Mighty Number 9 franchise, because is it the most successful franchise or most successful Kickstart campaign?
I don't know.
I know it's in the top 3.
'Cause I can
it's in
imagine
the top
anyone-
3 or 5. Like, it's huge. 4 mil
Yeah.
was a giant number.
Yeah.
Like anyone from any other medium is like, oh my god, it's Mega Man that Capcom doesn't own? Yes, please. Sign me up for
Let's
merchandise.
get in on that shit.
Which, how long is Capcom going to wait before they try suing him?
I don't know.
The game has to release and be successful, and then they swoop in.
Yup.
Yeah. So the new fundraising campaign, here's the way it works. They're selling the game to people who don't own it. There aren't like tiers like there were before. They're just copies of the game. You can get the game. That's all you can get.
Or early access to the game. That's like the top tier thing.
Okay, and how much does that?
That was 80, I think.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah.
But the game itself was what was it, $23 to just buy the game?
Yeah, I think it's 23, which
So yeah, the cheapest thing you can do is $23. It's basically pre-order for everyone who hasn't already bought it, and since it's one of the most successful Kickstarters ever, that was 70,000 plus people, if I remember correctly, or 67,000.
something like
That's
that.
a lot of motherfuckers to pre-buy a game, and then some. But they put up a stretch goal. All of this is being done through PayPal, so they have to manually update the image on the site to reflect how many donations they've gotten, which is hilariously janky, if you ask me. But at $100,000, they're going to add English voice acting to the game. They have not clearly stated whether there's pre-existing Japanese voice acting or no voice acting.
Huh.
Yeah.
It's
And
a little weird that this game got $4 million and English voice acting is only going to cost us $100,000, but it wasn't already included. Like, that's some weird stretch goal stuff.
Yeah, that's really weird, especially if there is already Japanese voice acting, and most of the funding came from the U.S.
Absolutely. Because Kickstarter is super popular in the States, and Japan's still unsure about it for the most part. Mighty Number 9 is like the first Japanese, like, resounding, oh shit, that works! Because, no joke, a lot of financiers over there, a lot of publishers and stuff, completely, like, before Mighty Number 9, were just not okay with it. They're like, no, that sounds like a train wreck. Why would we do that? And every time American publishers and developers tried to explain it to them, they just were not okay with it. They're like, no, we're giving up control and opening up ourselves to basically being exposed early on. It just didn't sit well with them. But now with Mighty Number 9's success, they're a bit more open to it. Getting back to the topic at hand, though, I find it a little odd. Just the whole additional $100,000 to get English voice acting. Mostly because I don't give a fuck. I prefer I had zero English voice acting. I prefer I have zero voice acting. Voice acting in Mega Man has never been good.
Right.
And
I don't know, I'm okay with them
occasionally been
yelling, like,
hilarious.
yeah, when he shoots.
yeah, no, I didn't.
Like,
Yeah,
when
but
he
you can
supercharges
just do that with a Genesis sound card. It'll be fine.
Yeah. Just stick in your Genesis sound card into your PCMIA slot.
Yes.
Edgar
do that.
knows what he's doing.
Look, I've been to Radio Shack. There are adapters.
There are so many adapters at your local Radio Shack.
Just right click and save as onboard sound.
Wow, okay.
But yeah, no, that was dumb. When he just went, yeah! And he shoots in Mega Man 8, that was dumb. It was dumb! Why, Bass? Why do we have to be enemies? I shouldn't be that good at Mega Man for Mega Man 8's voice. That is shameful. I'm gonna cry myself to sleep because I'm gonna be like turning around in my sleep and be like, why? Why must I sound like such a pansy?
But yeah, the weirdest part of this whole stretch goal thing again is it is just for pre-order for people who haven't already bought the game, and
Yeah.
it seems like you're reaching out to a lot of the same people, because if you weren't excited enough to pre-order the first time, you probably aren't going to do it the second time.
I don't know, maybe you heard about it late.
I guess.
They
mean,
didn't
there are-
have a robust slacker backer program.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people do that. Not too many people stick tiers on it. Like, the tiers thing is where it gets a little weird. Like, I know there have been many Kickstarters where they're like, oh, okay, well, the Kickstarter's over, and we've had people emailing us wanting more, so... hell, Skullgirls even did that.
Right.
Yeah. And you took advantage of that, didn't you?
No, I just bought it. Wait,
Yeah, I thought
Yeah,
you
no.
got the beta through that.
I thought I just bought the early access. I don't know.
No, I think you thought... Yeah, I think you bought the early access through that after the Indiegogo thing.
Maybe.
Yeah. Because I remember you... Yeah. Okay.
Yes, but I guess it's just that relabeling a slacker backer is another fundraiser. It's really weird.
Yeah, because it's basically second wave fundraising.
And it's
which,
if you're already in the midst of development, you shouldn't be asking for more to develop more. That could delay the whole timeline, right? I don't know.
yeah.
Who knows? It's game development.
Also, the animated series, that CG thing they made looked really bad.
I don't know about looked really bad. You do have a strong haterade for CG.
I do.
You really, really do. You're a hater.
Something about Mighty.
I mean, here's
Chase.
my bar. You ready for my bar? My bar is if it doesn't look like the fucking what's the Madagascar Penguins animated TV show / Raving Rabbits / TMNT, which all have the same animation level. As long as it looks better than that, I'm good. Because I do not like the sharp motion tweens followed up by really slow motion tweens to, well, we can't have them stand perfectly still on screen, but we can't spend that much time putting in a good animation, so we'll just have them snap to a position, then move slowly. Like King Aggro, and he points, like snaps his hand to a point, but then drifts. And then he changes. And that's like a ton of CG shows on TV have that exact quality. In fact, there was this one. I don't even fucking remember when I saw this. It's just like, I don't know. I think I was trying to go to sleep one day. Just on TV, random fucking hour. It's this weird, like, puppies that are safety guards or something. I don't know. There's some. He's clearly trying to sell kids on toys.
Right.
Like, it's just this one little boy and a bunch of dogs, and the dogs have suits and special jobs and shit. It's like, ah, shit, he's out in the ocean. Go get him, swimmer. And the swimmer has the fucking boat. And he wears the sailor hat. Even that piece of
anymore.
even that piece of turd had the same animation quality as TMNT, the Raving Rabbit show, Madagascar, and basically every CG cartoon in the last several years.
How did they let
Okay,
Raving
like-
Rabbits get a TV show? What happened?
I don't know. That was another moment of me trying to fall asleep, and I'll be like, man, this is like
Dan,
the fucking
I've got
dog
to say,
show.
in my car, I have got a fucking ceramic Twilight Sparkle piggy bank that I bought today. You watch way too much children's television.
Hey, whoa, no. I only saw like one episode of each of these things.
So see, you have a sort of broad experience with children's television.
No, I brought experience with insomnia.
You're like a connoisseur.
But yeah, no, it didn't look like that. So I was like, okay, well, let's wait till we see any extended clip
Yeah, I mean,
of an animated series.
pilots
to see.
for CG shows are shit.
Yeah, I mean it's a teaser, so it's blatantly
Right.
just like it can be very well animated, and then the show comes out and it's that same style of like cutting corners. In any case, moving on. Hey Bob, you read this.
Borderlands creators, or the creators of Borderlands are making the first-person MMO, or I can't read. First-person MOBA.
I know it!
Oh.
He can't read! I fucking told you, Aggro.
Yeah,
This
I
is
know
my
he can't
roundabout
read.
way of confirming. What, you knew?
Yes. Have you watched him play video games?
Yeah, but dude, I said it, and you looked at me like I was full of it. I was like, Bob can't read, and you just gave me this look of like,
Have you never watched him play an RPG?
yeah, I've watched him play an RPG. I've also read him read like Mexican ingredients. He's like, palo flavored tacos, and I'm like,
Yeah, Mexican.
pollo.
It's beans, cheese, meat, and a tortilla.
But see, the
You
meat
can-
in this
you
case
can
was
bullshit
apparently a
your way.
space shuttle. It was the Palo. How many grams of Palo were in that? 13? So in any case, a first person what, Bob?
MOBA.
MOBA. MOBA.
Guess we're not done language shaming you, boss.
Wake up and pledge. So in any case, yeah, they're making an FPS MOBA.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm kind of interested to see how this turns out. The trailer's got a nifty art style to it, I think.
I'm not excited about all this elf I think I'm looking at.
Yeah, they showed that elf girl, and they showed some robot dude.
Is that a girl?
Yep.
Like, I'm not being an asshole. I can't tell with elves.
It's
most
the
of the time.
ugliest frame of
Yeah.
hers in the whole thing.
They had to
And
freeze
it's
it.
the thumbnail. Like, they didn't manually upload special picture. I don't give a shit.
It's called Battleborn.
It is called Battleborn. I still
Player
don't give a
less
shit.
now.
That name really reminds me of that new fighter or multiplayer action
Bloodborne?
shooter from
Bloodborne
Bethesda.
out yet?
From who?
Bethesda, whatever that was called. Battle Storm or something? I don't know. I can't remember right now.
I can't either. Moving on. Cliff Bleszinski's. Sorry, I thought we were calling him Guy Huge. Were we not doing that? Dude Huge?
What?
Kotaku, they kept calling him Cliffy B. And he's like, don't call me that anymore. That's not my name. And they're like, fine, we'll call you Guy Huge. And he's like, fine, whatever. So then they did, and he got angry.
That sounds like Cliffy B.
Yeah, it sounds exactly like that ass. So his next game is a free-to-play shooter.
Okay.
It's called Project Blue Street.
Gotcha.
It's going to be published by Nexon.
Yeah, that was the weirdest part. Like, whoa, Nexon, really?
It's going to be on PC. Yep.
Sounded like what he's been talking about for years.
So all those news
right.
stories sucked, and I hate Bob. I blame you for the news cycle this week, Bob.
I don't think I did that.
Go make some news. Psychopath dude, colloquially known as Bob, is a supposed sorcerer.
Wait, what's that next tab? How to play Street Fighter?
So,
Bob, you are such a fucking scrub.
I brought the next best news this week. A dude from the fighting game community, Patrick Miller, made a fucking free ebook on how you scrubs can learn how to play some goddamn Street Fighter. So no one has an excuse to not play goddamn Street Fighter like a fighting game community member.
It's like step 1, go meet someone who plays Street Fighter intensely. Step 2, go play a fun fighting game like Tekken.
Wow, calling Tekken fun and Street Fighter not fun is fucking backwards. At that point, you're basically like, Mario is not fun. It is not complicated enough. Now, QWOP is a fun game about moving. Because really, Tekken's some bullshit.
Get on my level, scrub.
Fuck you, I can kick your ass.
Yeah, maybe you don't pick a Mishima and we'll see what's what.
Fuck you, buddy. Fuck you.
No, as long as it's totally balanced. See how he bends the entire universe to his whim when he kicks?
I don't know. I was more concerned with how he could somehow suck you in with his hands.
All of space is his bitch.
So, yeah, the book's pretty interesting. Did they just post the whole thing on this website in a shitty format?
That'd be hilarious.
That's really dumb. But in any case, yeah, it goes through and teaches you a shitload that is applicable to fighting games at large, not just Street Fighter.
Right.
Like, it explains a lot of the terminology of the fighting game community, which is, I know Bob and I have often talked about, like, man, we would love a primer on fighting game, like, terminology and stuff like that. Like,
right.
just understanding the flow of combat.
That's one of those rooms you don't ask in the middle of them talking.
Yeah, no, you don't. You have to have a friend who is that.
So is part of that primer a long list of, like, horrible sexual
No,
misogynist?
those come naturally.
Oh, okay.
By being good at fighting games, you become a terrible bastard.
You know, I'd like to think that's a joke, but statistically speaking...
I know. Now I just want to play Street Fighter 2. Like, I feel like Bob and I mean, we do the weekly beating, which is mostly weekly. I feel like Bob and I owe it to ourselves to just cram this whole ebook and then go do an episode of the weekly beating.
You guys are still fucking scrubs at Street Fighter, but now you sound like seasoned professionals.
Basically.
Well, yeah, if we don't play any of it after or during reading the book.
We do need to go, like, down this whole thing and then see how far into Evo we can talk our way.
I'm sorry. I know me. Look, I'm a smart guy. I'm fucking nerdy as shit. But when it comes to expressing myself in an articulate fashion, I'm all scoops and curly mustache, Haagen-Dazs. I'm just gonna say that the whole way through it.
So you put on a visor
In one
and
door
you stand behind me while I bullshit.
Oh,
and every now and then you go, scoops!
And then just do the like randomly.
Nice!
Like, you'll just be fighting a dude and I'll just do that. Everyone in the room will be like, that guy is, like, chemically imbalanced. Why do we let him in?
Like, we become internet famous forever for me whipping some guy's ass and yelling, that's your Evo moment. And then you just go, curly mustache, and kick him once and we fucking book.
Okay. So we going to Evo?
The fighting game community. Video games cause violence. The entire fighting game community is rife with this kind of violent masculine blustering.
Yeah.
Like, I heard
We do
Nintendo's
like
actually sponsoring a little bit of Evo this time.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah.
That's really fucking smart.
Right?
We made a brawl you could actually play as a fighting game again.
Okay, so I heard this issue brought up by a feminist recently. And,
This will be fun.
oh, it is fun. It is fantastic because it's the sort of point that we made in
It's
our
just like
the
when you
last.
start a story with a feminist said it, it's like if you introduce if a person introduces themselves as a taxpayer, they're about to be an asshole.
Right. What the fuck? But in any case, okay. I'm not racist, but no. Man, it would be great if a feminist made that point. In any case, if you recall on our The Last of Us roundtable discussion, we talked about a lot of the alleged misogyny against the game.
Right.
Stuff like that. And at one point, somebody left a comment, choice comment on that video where they said, I came in for a discussion of the plot of The Last of Us. What I received was reinforcement of the rape culture. Fuck you guys.
We are normalizing rape culture.
We were normalizing rape culture. Fuck off and die.
Right.
And a large point we made in that, and we made multiple times, and we consistently make throughout, is saying it's a product of the larger culture actually does more damage in that it doesn't demonize the individual who did it. Like, when you sit there and say, like, clearly our culture is producing horrible people like this, it's like, no, you don't. That's a horrible person. That is the problem. That man wholly embodies the problem. The culture itself, the larger feminists made this exact point recently. It's like, no, when you sit there and you say it's the fault of this or that, largely what you're doing is pulling the blame away from the horrible bastard who did it. It's not the video game community's, like, it's not video game development's problem if one person's a fucking sexist pig. That guy's a fucking sexist pig, and that's his problem. Now, there may be multiple of that person. But that is the fucking source right there. It's not this esoteric ether of the community or whatever. They're just these fucking warts.
Yeah. One day, somebody's going to say something awful, and the next day isn't going to be this big, huge air quotes discussion about the nature of... No, it's going to be people going, man, you hear about that guy? Yeah,
what
fuck
an
that
asshole.
guy.
Yeah, that is where I want to get back to in video games, because this whole period around this has been very exhausting.
Yeah, this whole period has been exhausting.
When did all this start up? About... It wasn't when GigaBoots started, so it's sometime in the last 4 years.
Yeah, now it's hard to pin down when that really started acting
Tumblr
up.
did it.
I think it was 2 years ago. I don't want to blame Tumblr.
There was like...
Totally do.
I want to blame Lee Alexander. I want to blame her.
Feminist frequency?
Feminist frequency.
That was when it really seemed to hit a fever pitch when those started coming out. I don't know.
Well, it's mostly like she really feeds the White Knights by playing into this whole, like, victim thing. Like, she really overplays it. Like, hardcore. To the point of, like, she's turned off her comments, and then she shares nasty emails. Because, you know, when you turn off the comments, you don't give the trolls anywhere to vent, they're just gonna get angrier and vent louder in ways that are more weird.
Which I think we should... I'd really like to never mention any Sarkeesian on our podcast because of how twisted this issue is, but so the only thing I'd ever like to say about the whole feminist frequency thing, because I watched the first video, I just haven't been interested to watch the other ones. So I cannot make a comment about her message or anything she says.
Yeah. That's a comfortable place, stay there.
The way the larger issue is working out these days is... This is I'm going to skip large sections of the meaning of the word feminism and how it's applied and then the evolution of this movement and how many different things. It's something I was saying to you earlier is, being a chick is... Some things are really shitty in this culture for you. That is a fact. That happens. Every time a video game comes out and there isn't a character or a feature that you feel would make you feel included, it's not a fucking social injustice, you shit rag.
I mean, I just remembered a fucking shitload of podcasts ago when I was like, I'm gonna be fucking honest here. I've seen way more female protagonists than black protagonists. Black people have it way worse in video games. 50 Cent Blood on the Sand is really not doing that demo any justice.
The fucking black guy in Resistance 1 is like the best black character we have ever had.
Who are you and where did you come from? The second player controller when he hit start. You have a good backstory. I'm Nathan Hill and you're, what are we gonna call you? Blackie, okay. There. But yeah, no, my major problem with her videos, this is 100% my major issue with it.
Okay.
It is absolutely clear that she hasn't done the research necessary to properly talk about a lot of the stuff she's talking about, which is further backed up by the fact she pulls videos from other people's YouTube videos without even properly crediting them after being paid a shitload of money to play these games herself and to capture this footage to make these videos. And so when she comes to comment upon a game like Binary Domain, a good example of this, I believe is just in her latest video, she showed this one part where there is a mechanic where you have to go through a slum part of the town. Now, the majority of the game, very much not this. But for this one short moment, it is this. You're in a fucking nasty, dirty place in town, and there are literal prostitutes in the stage. Now, you have teammates, and there's this moment where you paying attention to one of them gives plus points to one of your teammates. Now, she thought it was necessary to... She grabs that one moment in the game, shows it as a clip, and shows it as the game reinforcing women as a sexual object to reward you, the player. Here's the problem, though. It also gives you negative points with another one of your teammates because you're not being professional.
And turns out the person it gives you plus points with is kind of a shitbag, and it actually does affect this larger score that diverges the game. Either you've got street cred because you're an unprofessional ass who is a bit of a fucking dirtbag, and Home Dog is totally cool with you, or you didn't look at the prostitute for an extended period of time, and you saved face, and then he totally ragged on you for not being exactly what this female should be railing against. The whole idea of reinforcing male stereotypes of like, oh, in order to be, it's manly to sit there and gawk at a woman and totally treat her like a piece of meat and just be like, oh, look at that ass. Like, because you didn't do that, you lost points in his vision. So in fact, that mechanic in the game worked to put you in a space where that was meaningful. It was not just, you looked at this chick's boobs, you got points, bro.
Although I would like to live next to an industry where both of those games exist.
That's the thing, yeah. I would love for both of those games to exist.
And here's, like, fucking the whole Ubisoft thing with Assassin's Creed.
Are we talking about this again?
Yes.
My favorite part, somebody had actually, coincidentally, had quoted Anita Sarkeesian. I believe it was a tweet she made, I'm going to paraphrase heavily, about how she's tired of this "we didn't have enough time, money, or resources" excuse for not having female characters in games. So it's 2 rapid-fire comments on Tumblr, which are, so why doesn't she make games with female characters? Not enough time, money, resources. Which is really my whole larger point here. If the game doesn't have, like, if you don't see games that you want to play, like, that sucks for you. There's no games that you feel represent you like that. That's okay. You don't get to have the ultimate inclusion feeling in this entertainment medium. Go watch a movie or read a book. Like, no, I get that it's a bad thing for a person to not have characters they can identify with. I get that.
Yeah.
That is a negative.
Yes.
It is not a goddamn social injustice for a company every time a game comes out if it's not what you wanted.
Real quick, 2 notes. 3, I guess. One, and I feel like that franchise in particular is one of the most weird to do that with. Because not only has the multiplayer in the past games, which was a more homogenized experience that didn't tie into the single player and didn't have to do with a character, had female characters you could play as before some other series like Call of Duty just got around to that last year, I think.
Yeah, it was gross.
Not only could you play as females in multiplayer before that, but there was, of course, Liberation, which was not PS Vita exclusive for long. Like, that came to other platforms. So I find it's a weird... I just... that of all the AAA games to complain about, that one is just... It's because it's the biggest. It's because it is the only thing weirdly bigger than Call of Duty, because there are 1,200 people working on it, and it's somehow on even more platforms. It's just, you're the most, you are the biggest thing in town, and you aren't interested in making a character that reflects me, which I still hold to the idea, if you need a character to share the same genitals as you, to fucking relate to them, then that means that's a poorly written character, or you're a shallow person. Maybe a little of both.
Like, it's gotten to the point now where I had an epiphany that I really didn't want.
Okay.
Because I started hearing the term social justice warrior bandied about as a categorical negative.
Yes.
This isn't a movement or an ideological school of thought. This is a fandom.
Yes.
They bitch in exactly the same pattern a fandom does. Anita Sarkeesian is a big-name fan. This, whatever nth wave feminism, which has boiled out into basic all social injustice shit, it's a goddamn internet fandom. Acting like a cause. And it's disgusting.
Most causes have become that thanks to the internet.
Yeah.
I mean, like this picture in order to blah. Share this with your friends so we can stop blah. I mean, what was the name of the thing in 2012? Coney?
Oh, yes, Coney.
Yes. Most internet causes have boiled down to this bullshit like, I feel good because I'm yelling loud at nothing.
The two other points I was going to make. I think I made one of those, but I'm not entirely... Oh, two. Somebody who very much fills the same role and speaks in the same wavelength as Anita Sarkeesian, where they occupy their time just complaining about the sexism of the industry instead of doing anything to fix it, was actually offered a grant to set up a small development house to make video games and to rectify this problem manually. They turned it down.
Right.
Because they, even when offered a grant to help them do exactly what they say they want fixed, they still will not fix it. It wasn't even like this person was wholly... They were like, we will pay... We will finance for you to become educated in game development so you can help fix this fucking problem. Because you clearly see it as one. We want to help you fix it. And they just turned it down. They were like, no, I don't... not interested. It's like, okay, well, fuck you. Because third point, the main reason I want to do the fucking movie is that I do not see fair representation of the culture, the actual gaming culture. Like, the actual gaming culture, not the bullshit glorified, like, competitive gaming culture. I see plenty of that. I see plenty of the subculture shit. I don't see enough of the people who are of our generation, went to college for a fucking degree, that does jack shit for them. And then basically all they got is a shit job where they're trying to pay off the loans and the fucking video games. I don't see anything around that culture. I just see super specific, like, here's Smash Bros. Smash Bros gaming community. Here's Evo. Here's them making, like, this specific game. Like, that's the movie representation of video games at this point. It's so microscopic. It's not a larger picture. It's not even a personal picture. It's a... This is this one part that's over here that's not relatable to 99% of people who play video games. It's just interesting because you play video games. I want to do something to rectify that. I'm not just going to sit here and bitch at Hollywood for not making a fucking movie that's about me or people I like or anything I can identify with. That's shitty. That's shit. That's absolute fucking garbage. That's whining. And it's not like you can sit there and say, well, they're not making fucking video games. We have to bitch at them until they do. No, they're just indie games. Indie games are huge. Like, you... It kills me to say this because I don't want it to be true, but it is absolutely the case that if Anita Sarkeesian got off of her ass and decided to be creative director on a game, that game would sell like hotcakes.
Yeah. Oh, God. That'd be the biggest fucking media firestorm in recent memory.
And much like her videos, it would probably come half-baked.
Yeah.
Because, damn, I keep wanting to be like, I keep coming back to her videos and I just want, like, her to make a point. I want her to make a whole point. She never does.
Really, and this... I feel like I want to flesh out this point that, and this is going to sound kind of Ayn Randian. What you people are doing is screeching for the people with the skill set, the talent, and the resources to do this, to do what you want instead of what they want. The reason, twofold reason, that the overwhelming majority of video game protagonists are 30-something scruffy white dudes with brown hair is because most of the people in the AAA industry are 30 scruffy-looking white dudes with brown hair.
Yeah, I mean that.
They're the ones making the games, so they're making games that they want.
That and demos. Like, if the majority of their demo is that. The majority of their demo is okay with the gaming protagonist being that, or interested in that. That's what they're going to do.
It is
I mean,
big money safe mode.
Fucking Bob was telling me here, this is the most remarkable story. Like, I wish we were popular enough to float this out there to the internet for the internet to be like, over. Maybe I'll put it in the movie. Bob was at his job about 2 months ago or something, pre-E3. Some guy was mistaken, apparently signed into the PlayStation Store and saw the Assassin's Creed Liberation thing, thought it was an ad for this year's Assassin's Creed. He's like, so this year's Assassin's Creed is going to have a chick as the main character? I'm not interested. Like that, did I get that correct?
Yeah, that was about right. It was the younger kid, though. It wasn't...
Okay, so it wasn't like some...
So it was just
weird...
some little shitbag.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, that's a significant amount of the demo for this sort of thing.
Right.
Some little shitbag.
And I mean, I'm not saying that's right. I'm just saying that's profitable.
Yeah, should video games have a more diverse cast of main characters? Yeah, that'd be really cool.
Yeah.
That'd be good for the medium.
I mean, nobody's... Oh, well, that little shitbag sitting here and saying that, but he's a little shitbag, so...
Is it morally wrong that it isn't? Is it an injustice that it isn't? No, it's a goddamn video game. It's a pastime. It is something you do because you don't work enough hours in the day to not be bored. Fuck the hell off.
No, you don't understand. Video games are important to me, but I
They're
don't want to...
important to me.
But I don't want to make them. But I want to be engaged with them, and none of them are about me. Okay, very serious.
I know how entitled we sound, being the cisgender heteronormative podcast when we talk about this.
I don't...
And how teeth-grindingly angry anyone in that other camp is when they hear us talk like this.
Like, I mean, here's the thing, though. I don't really think, at very least, like, I can't speak for you because, you know, about what I'm complaining about, like, I don't really come off as entitled. I don't give a fuck what race or gender the goddamn character is. I want a well-written character, period.
Yeah.
And if the game isn't about a fucking story, I could give less a shit. It just doesn't fucking matter. Like, Infamous 1 and 2 have terribly written females, and that bugged me as a cisgender, privileged, white, hetero male. How weird. I'm not a woman. I'm not a black New Orleans strong lady. Why do I care about this? Oh, right, because they're shitty characters. That's what should matter, not fucking whether it's got dangly parts or inserted parts. Are they walking around with parts inserted? Because that's probably uncomfortable.
Well, I mean, according to some Japanese cartoons,
Go
that I can show you.
Do show me.
In fact, if you'll just open up a new tab,
Okay,
we can make
let me-
this weird.
There we go. Wait. But, yeah, I don't know. I really think strongly the onus is on people to create what they want. And if it's not successful, then guess what? Fuck. Who cares?
Yep.
Like, the movie could fucking flop, and I would be happy because I made the movie, because it doesn't matter if the movie's super successful or not. So what matters is that the movie filled a slot that I felt should be out there. You know, it was that thing that I feel was missing, and that is exactly what creating is about.
Right.
People who are sitting there bitching, like, me and Bob do quick plays. We would not describe what we're doing as quick plays as creating. We're critiquing. Those are very different things. You aren't contributing to a culture per se by critiquing. I mean, you are in a sense, but it's a culture of critiquing. Like, the culture of video games is a wholly separable element from what we do. So, basically, make a fucking game about your goddamn black, crippled, gay black woman.
Double black? Okay.
Double black. See, I was thinking half black.
What was...
Half black, half Asian?
Okay.
Can we agree? Okay.
Yeah, why not?
So half black, half Asian, crippled, homosexual woman.
But,
and when it
Asian
flops-
from Hawaii, though, right?
Yeah, we
Okay.
don't want real Asians. That would scare people.
That would.
I don't know, but yeah. And if it flops, then fuck. If it was that important to you, then you should be okay with that.
There's one more thing on the Assassin's Creed thing. I think it's really weird that they haven't put the resources into making a female character for that, just because of all the games that we sell.
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed seems to be the most liked by female gamers.
Okay, so here's the thing.
At least from what my experience.
Yeah, and I mean, that's exactly right, and that's been my experience too. Here's the thing with that. Funny thing. Most females, most people in general, aren't legitimately looking for something relatable as a main character. They're kind of looking for something awesome, or maybe something hot.
Chicks do dig Altair.
Lots of people gender bend in video games. I know dudes who play females in all their video games because they don't want to stare at a dude's ass the whole time. You know,
Most of the Belf population on Warcraft servers.
right? Exactly. So, like, there was a blog on Game of Sutra. It was very awesome. It was from a game creator who was at PAX, and she was being berated by a male member of the press because she didn't make strong female protagonists. And she's like, I told him I didn't have to, that I didn't owe anyone that, and it's not my fucking responsibility to deal with that.
That apparently wasn't a good enough answer. So here's this blog, and let me tell you the top 5 reasons why I made my character, my main character for my new adventure game, this. 1, because he's fucking hot.
Nice.
It was great. It was a great fucking post. She just goes into detail. He's got the deep smoky voice. He owns his personality like this. He's not pushing it too far. Yeah. And that's the type of person who's out there creating. Person who's like, I want this, and I'm gonna put it in there. Like fucking Kamio with fucking...
Like, how many random perversions does Tommy have?
Dude,
A lot.
So really, I guess the whole crux of this boils down to, I feel a little, not bad, but just sort of, like, you know how when you're about to make a little kid cry and you scrunch your face up and you're like, don't do it, don't fucking... I feel like that because while it sounds like we're jokingly belittling the problem they feel so passionately about, it's because we're jokingly belittling the problem you feel so passionately about. Like, I don't like to try and shoo, like, I have this problem. There are more important problems. That doesn't invalidate this problem.
No, exactly.
It's just,
that's wrong.
like, your problem in and of itself is, seriously, you... Stop. Just, it's not a problem. It's a state.
I mean,
So change the state if you want it different, or, you know, complain to someone who can, or cares.
work towards fixing it. If you honestly believe that's a problem, work towards fixing it. That's what it comes off as to me. And if they're not willing to take the sacrifices necessary to fix that, then that says something about their conviction in the cause.
Mm-hmm.
So about me quitting my job to make this indie movie. No, I'm just kidding.
You're like, no, but like some people, you know, have different skills. They do different things. This guy's good at making video games. I'm good at raising awareness about fuck you. Twitter activism is not a thing, you cancerous shitbag.
No,
Yeah, you don't need to... It doesn't take years of your life devoted to learning a skill to do that.
I'm educating people. No, you are not. You are not educating.
You're indoctrinating.
That is exactly what you're doing. You are badger caging. You are shouting down rational ideas with moral-backed fuck-assery.
Yeah. No, this will totally sound like we're just being entitled assholes. Like, see, I've only been able to enjoy video games this whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Because Mega Man was white. Except for the part where he was actually Japanese.
Right, Dan? We only think this way because of our race, gender, and sexual orientation.
Yes, because clearly that's how the world goddamn works. We have been completely crafted by what race and gender we are. We're insensitive assholes. I don't play video games because they're mechanically pleasing, because they're based on numbers, and predictable video games like Mega Man are the most pleasing thing to me because they're a thing you can master. It's not the skill of video games. No, it's in fact, Ryu and Ken, and Mega Man, they all have dicks. Belmont's dicks.
They make out all the time.
I'm
Well,
just so
most of
happy
the
there's so many
Belmonts.
pixelated dicks around here. I feel comfortable with that many schlongs in my face. I look at my video game collection and be like, do I have enough dicks? I need more dicks. Then I fuck up and buy a game like Tecmo's Deception. What am I doing? I'm a fucking idiot.
Was it Metroid was a great game because Samus was a strong female character? No, Metroid was a great game because nobody gives a shit if Samus is a girl.
Yeah. I mean...
Yeah, no, most people... You would never even know.
I called bullshit on my friend. He beat the game again and then called me over to his house when he was at the last level. You watch this. And I'm like, damn, son, you're right. And don't tell my mom I said damn, because I'm like 8.
Shit.
Shit, piss, fuck ass.